It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Political, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar, just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Political, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not they off in mind, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man do they talk. He do they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo dododo. Mayegun diary, number one.
Please let me know if this audio is perfect on your device.
Mayegun diary, number one. Mayegun ti de o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary, number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining me, and sorry once again for starting late. Please share this broadcast if you can hear me loud and clear.
Àṣírí àjẹlù kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Máyégún máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe wàá gbọ́.
Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the description as well. Share the broadcast. Pay your offering as you are joining us in the Temple of Truth. Tonight, like the broadcast. Please. Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀ ló ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
We are going to be reporting from the tribunal. Call it a tribunal update. on Mayegun's Diary Politico. There are some gist there. Yes.
Yes, that's a distinction. I don't know whether IPOB is Igbo. Even though I have Igbo blood flowing in my vein, I am not an Igbo man today.
I was coming to that. What's the meaning of a diabali?
The diabali is an animal, but what it literally means, what is contextual meaning of a diabali is he who kills at night. My great ancestor, Buhari, Harry Braid, was originally an Igbo man from Obom in Abam. His parents moved to Obosi in present Anambra, so both in present Anambra. From there, he came to Kalabari. King Amakri acquired him from the Aro people who came with him to Taurus Ramapri, Elem Kalabari, and he became a Kalabari man. Yes, that's a distinction. I don't know whether IPOB is Igbo. Even though I have Igbo blood flowing.
Thank you. Yes, it seems that we are fine. And if there is any freezing and again, please endure with me, all right? Before we get fully into that, into it, okay, I will fix it. But let me know if this audio is still perfect and coming out clear. Yes, the tribunal go to court. That sort of came after the rigged elections in Nigeria. The charade. The tribunal is coming to a close. You will say the first part of that tribunal is that of the petitioner or petitioners. In this case, you have at least 3 different petitioners challenging the declaration of Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. They are ARM or something, Labour Party, Obi, PDP, Atiku. They are challenging the declared results, and in all of their own prayers, they believe that Tinubu didn't score the number of votes allocated to him. He didn't win the state. It was allocated. That all the numbers that made Tinubu president were all cooked up. So they have to prove it at the tribunal in court. So this past 3 or so weeks or 4 weeks, we have been hearing news, snippets, some wins, some losses, in their prayers and all of that, or should I say, in presenting their petition. But ladies and gentlemen, that has come to a close. But there are some highlights, especially towards the tail end of this this tribunal, the first part. Because the next part right now is going to be Tinubu's lawyers, APC lawyers, INEC lawyers, Shetima's lawyers to all come out and try and debunk everything presented by Obi and Atiku against that election. In their prayers, Obi is asking the tribunal, right, for 5 things. The first one is that Tinubu does not qualify to be president. Like, he never qualified based on 1, his criminal record, is the perjury that has to do with his date of birth, his educational qualification, in all of that as one, he should be disqualified. The second one is Tinubu did not meet the required constitutional number to be declared president. The worst case scenario would have been for, sorry for that blinking, by the way. It's annoying, isn't it? Okay, give me 1 second. I'll go do something about that, right?
We have no blinker of electricity. They spend more than $60 billion. They forget that transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power.
We can come back to that. Okay? So, which is that the court should compel INEC to present the numbers, the 8-point-something million they gave to Tinubu. That if the court should compel them, and they will realize that constitutionally, Tinubu didn't meet any kind of constitutional, a number to be declared winner. So the worst case scenario is that the court should first disqualify Tinubu, then declare a rerun for whoever is left, or whoever are those that are left. Another prayer that Obi is demanding is that if the court allow INEC or ask INEC to present the number, the proof of the votes that they declare for Tinubu, and they will prove that the numbers don't exist. They are fictitious. They are fake numbers. Okay? That if they now decide to now shovel the whole thing, they remove fake numbers, fake votes from original votes. That he believed that he will score the highest number of votes. Not just that, he will meet the 25% constitutional requirement in 24 states in Nigeria. That having confirmed this, the court should declare him the winner. Yeah? And other prayers. These are the main one. And Atiku's prayer is also similar. Atiku is asking the court to disqualify Tinubu based on the lies, the perjuries, and all of those things. And he is also saying that after the court must have disqualified him, being the runner-up as the second, the court should declare him winner. Also, if the court feels like Atiku still doesn't meet the constitutional requirements, the court should declare a rerun. There should be a rerun of the presidential election. So that is what the tribunal is all about. So this is me just giving you the, the timeline. So the tribunal now said, they should come and prove with the evidence they have why Tinubu should be disqualified and removed. A new election should be conducted, or whoever has the highest vote should be declared. According to the Electoral Act and the law of Nigeria, the Constitution of Nigeria, okay, you must win 25% in 24 states. At least 25. They are not saying that you must win 24 states. Oh. They say that all the vote cast across Nigeria, you must at least get 25% of those votes, at least in 24 states. You may win 100% in some places, win 50% here and there, as long as you meet that 25%. And FCT, Abuja. That was when the story of Abuja, this, Abuja, that. But there is a problem. The two biggest political parties in Nigeria, they both failed to win Abuja. So therefore, Atiku and Tinubu will ordinarily cancel themselves. So the only ground Atiku is relying on is if Tinubu is disqualified and a rerun is conducted. So then they can, so by your law, when they were doing all the rigging here and there, they forgot FCT. Yeah? So forgetting FCT, Even at the last minute, when they were telling Mahmoud that you can't declare a winner by this and this and this, yeah, they were telling him. He told everybody, he said, he is not declaring winner until the last result comes in. So early in the morning, 4 a.m., he declared thiefnubu winner when everybody was still sleeping. And they told them to go to court. Now, they are now in court in that tribunal, yeah? This is the part of the highlight too. At the tribunal, the result declared by INEC is completely different from the results collated, at least the ones they managed to collate, collated by the other political parties. Because if you are being part of the election in Nigeria, okay, you will need party agents that will man all the polling units. They are there to sign the election results to certify that everything is okay. So political parties always hire their party members. So in this instance, it is kind of a way for them to get the actual results, collate themselves, see where they did well, where they didn't do well, and why. So when they go to tribunal, they will know where they want to go and challenge. Sure you get? But they will need to prove that the number they declared in those areas, the rigged, they are indeed different from the original number. So the onus of proving that the election is rigged is solely on the petitioners. But their law also allowed them, right, to demand for documents used in that election. Whenever you want to challenge election, okay, you have to take all the original document they used. The number of party agents, the number of ballot paper, the number of everything, serialized number, everything. You have to, you request for them. Shebi they rig you, Abi. Oh yeah, here is waiting we declare. Take everything, go and compare with what you have, so that you can know if we rig you or we didn't rig you. That was where problems started. INEC that conducted election, declared winner. They started playing palongo with their own rules, including places where Mahmoud publicly confessed that the what's it they call them, BVAS and all of that, they are completely impenetrable, foolproof. They are now denying that they didn't say that, because the law said they can do whatever they like in conducting election. So when they go to the tribunal, INEC give us all the documents you used.
Ah, God, why do you brought me to this Nigeria? What is my sin? Kí lẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi gangan? Kí ni ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi tó fi dá mi sí Nàìjíríà yìí? Èkíní, èkejì, ẹ̀kẹta. Ah! Ó yẹ o. Ah, God, why do you brought me to this Nigeria? What is my sin? Kí lẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi gangan? Kí ni ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi tó fi dá mi sí Nàìjíríà yìí? Èkíní, èkejì, ẹ̀kẹta. Ah! Ó yẹ o. Ah, God, why do you brought me to this Nigeria? What is my sin? Kí lẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi gangan?
Sorry about that. I didn't know that I kind of have frozen. Sorry. But let's continue. Okay? So INEC bring out all the documents used during the election. That was when Wahala started. They had to start asking courts for court order to compel INEC to release the document they used. Because you know what happened? When the election was going on, unsurprisingly, the platform where the presidential results were supposed to be easily uploaded, suddenly shut down. You see, this internal sabotage by INEC themselves actually cost some of their ad hoc staffs their lives. Some people are today alive by the grace of God, as they will say, because they served as INEC staff during the election. They were there. Everything was fine. But when the election was about to start, what they told them before election is different from what they were telling them on the day of election. They told them that before election, we trained you to use this machine to capture voters and make sure the people you captured, they are the people who come to vote. So once they finish voting, take the picture, upload the result to this level. Very easy and straightforward. But the moment on the day of election, it was a different directive. This time around, they are not going to use BVAS. Anybody that is not interested can go away. At the end of the day, when it was time to upload results, that was when Wahala started. You see, this internal sabotage that should ordinarily have cost people their own job, including jail time, INEC now became the defender in courts. They said they started lying the usual Nigerian way. Some people tried to hack the server. They wanted to manipulate the election. How come it's only the presidential election that they tried to manipulate? What about other elections? How come it was easier for other elections? Okay, shall I bring the election results? The results you announced, bring them. We want to see them. Ladies and gentlemen, it was in this cross-examination tribunal that we realized that though Nigeria has 176,000 polling units across the country. Therefore, even though it took them over 3 months to upload at least 60% of the election result that they have already declared months ago, Baba, out of those they uploaded, that people managed to pull out Peter Obi's legal team, they discovered that, hey, election result that are certified, printed, certified by INEC Nigeria as 18,088 blank empty papers for 18,088 polling units at the average of 100 voters per polling unit. They said this is kind of a disappeared 3 million votes. It's like 3 million votes from 18,000 polling units. This was just allocated to who? They couldn't say who got the votes and how, but they are part of the presidential election results declared. It was also during this tribunal cross-examination that we discovered that it was long planned. The election rigging was long planned. The ICT guys who put together this particular program for this election, the head of that team got transferred straight away from that department, and they brought a fresher that they could possibly manipulate. It was during the cross-examination. This cross-examination also where witnesses came, expertise, forensic expertise, including manufacturers of the software that Nigerians paid billions of naira for, only to end up being rigged with the same technology. Amazon got invited. The host of the IRF and the rest. And things got to a stage that when the cross-examination was going on in their tribunal, INEC started deleting the result of some places, presidential election result. The one they have uploaded, though, they started deleting them. Like, it's so ridiculous, that it's more or less like they are not depending on any form of proof or anything. They are just waiting on technicalities. Obviously, anyway, technicalities. So Atiku was able to bring in over 70 witnesses there that completely skeletoned and exposed everything that happened in this year's charade. I mean, in a way that if a lot of you actually get to be following this, yeah, you would expect that something is going to happen in Nigeria if the tribunal should rule otherwise. But if you are not following it, or you are following some sound bites, roadside this and that, yeah, fine. But all of that has come to an end, which simply means, as we are, it's going to be the turn of Tinubu, Shetima, INEC, and the rest. It got to a stage that INEC that gave them documents, as okay, oh yeah, take, those are the documents. You have to pay for them, oh, they paid them. The same INEC in the same court is asking the court not to accept those documents as evidence. Why? You know what I mean? Like, why shouldn't we? Anyway, all of that seems to have come to a close. There's an adjournment, which is likely going to be tomorrow, and those all prove whether thiefnubu lost or he won is coming to an end. And from next week, they will begin their defense. They will begin to call their own witnesses. And they will begin to kind of, and it doesn't kind of, they don't do that for long. Because, I mean, as expected, the tribunal judgment is expected at least by the 5th of August. So what they will do is going to be, after INEC, all of them, they put their defense against everything that Atiku and Obi have, sort of said. Then the tribunal will go and write their judgment. And because there are 5 or so judges, so 2-2. So if 2 says there should be, Tinubu didn't win, it should be disqualified. And another 2 says, it seems everything is fine with the election, no problem. That is a tie. So that will leave the head of the tribunal to break the tie. And I know you know where that is going to be, Abi. That's how tight. And from what we know, the judgment of the tribunal is going to come individually. Even though they have this kind of a presentation altogether, right? So when they want to deliver their judgments, they will call the individual party. They will call the ARM. They will call a Labour Party. They will call Atiku. So in the case of ARM versus INEC versus Tinubu, after all said and done, this is our judgment. In the case between Peter Obi and Tinubu and INEC, on these prayers that you ask for, where you ask us to declare Tinubu disqualified, yes, we disqualified him. No, we don't. On your prayer that we should declare you as the winner of the election, with all your proof and all of that, we hereby declare you winner of the election. That's how it is, oh, no joke. Oh. In the case of us declaring a rerun, since we have declared you winner, there is no point in declaring a rerun anymore. We hereby declare you the winner. So if it's when they get to that of Atiku, they will read the same thing. But in the case where they found technicalities, they will explain, oh, they will tell you. That's why they will tell you that when they will declare their judgment, it can actually be for hours. Yes, it can be for hours. They will say they are still reading their judgment. But once they are reading their judgment, you will know where it is going. Technicalities, like you know of Nigeria. And like I know them, and which is exactly what they have actually been pushing. I haven't seen any kind of any defense from Tinubu and others that they didn't rig election. What they are saying is that, my Lord, don't look at whatever they are saying. They are just wasting time. Okay, this person said this and that. See, my Lord, this is just a waste of time. We have a country to manage. This and that. You know, they are not really serious. Do you understand? So which means they are waiting for technicality. So if they now say, okay, ARM, sorry for everything you have said. Okay, we hereby declare Tinubu winner of the election against your petition. We hereby dismiss your petition. That's what they say. They will say, we hereby dismiss your petition. So they will say Tinubu has defeated ARM. When they get to Peter Obi, if the admission is technicality and all of that, they will say, we hereby dismiss your petition. They will say, oh, the media will say, Tinubu, you know what I mean? Then it will be Supreme Court. So it is so kind of one of its kind. The people who plotted those who planned the Nigeria Constitution, I can tell you this, and you can call me anything you want to call me. It's a free thing, right? The people that designed Nigeria, the soldiers, the Hausa Fulani soldiers that drafted the 1999 Constitution, they never had the Igbos or any Igbo man or woman at heart that any Igbo man or woman will ever dare to run for an election to the point whereby it will be a major contender without the major power makers or power brokers in Nigeria. So if an Igbo man make effort to say he wants to be president of Nigeria, he can only be president of Biafra. So therefore, how can Igbo man be able to win an election in Abuja, win an election in Kaduna? How is that possible? So they put their constitution in a way that they said, even if you win everywhere, you must have 25% in Abuja. So normally it would have been PDP versus APC. But this time around, and you know one thing, they will write their judgment based on whoever they want to keep winner, and that is always the incumbent. Usually it would have been APC versus PDP, Atiku versus Tinubu. So the judges, all of them, they would have written their judgment based on the fact that Atiku must be dismissed. The petition must be dismissed. Now they have Peter Obi. So you can't use that same template that they have been using in this scenario anymore. It becomes more complicated. Because this Peter Obi has won in Abuja. He has won in places in northern Nigeria where he got rigged. He got rigged and it got so obvious that if he is allowed to prove that, as he is done so far, and that come to stand, so legally, he is already won in places he is meant to win. So what are they going to do now? Should the tribunal now say, Obi has met all the constitutional requirements, he should be declared winner? How? So it's complicated. I like the fact that a lot of you say, Baba, they don't get choice, they must do them. I'm not saying they won't. I'm just saying, even to dismiss the case, Peter Obi's case, it's not going to be using the same template like they use PDP, APC. You will agree with me on that? Peter Obi's case is not a case you can say, you did know your case is not, yeah, move it out. Really? And you are the justice of the appeal court. No. You must look for one technicality. You must use something stronger. Do you understand that now? It's complicated now. That is what I'm saying. So, we look forward to the next few days when they will start the defense for Kolu. Because Kolu himself is currently in France. Right?
Attention, no. Relève un petit peu.
So it's in France. So now we have heard that INEC, they are now deleting they are now deleting the result of Federal Capital Territory, the one that is really bone of contention. INEC is going to walk into that court in their defense and say, my lord, we don't have anything to say. It won't be the first time. In 2019, you know the story of the INEC server. INEC this and that. And despite the fact that INEC was bragging about having a server to keep all the record and this and that. They walked straight into the court and said, my lord, we didn't have any server. There's nothing. They're just talking nonsense. And guess what? Tanko Technicality certified it, and he called it technical glitches, technical problem, legal or technical legal, whatever nonsense. So INEC is walking to that place, and they are going to walk in and deny everything they told you before the election. Election.
We have no blinker of electricity. They spend more than $60 billion. They forget that transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn.
Get that? Sorry for that phrase again. So they are. Now, the evidence is now showing when they brought in experts. Remember that INEC said they wanted to configure the BVAS machine. Okay? So out of all evidence they have managed to collect from INEC, because before some of this evidence can be able to be useful in this kind of case, right? You have to take them from the authorized quarters. That will be like it's certified, it's signed, and the rest of that. Sure, you get. So if INEC is holding back some of this information, and these petitioners can have access to them, you know they are already being sabotaged, compromised already. And then when you come out later to say, my lord, ignore these things, we don't even know where they got them from. And it is already showing in that tribunal where INEC is violating the court order, violating, in fact, abusing and then ignoring some of the bench order in this whole tribunal stuff. And the tribunal have told the petitioners, we know they are not listening to us. We know INEC is not obeying what we said, but there's nothing we can do. The only thing we can do is to keep sending them the subpoena. We send them the subpoena and we hope they will honor it. So INEC is not going to honor anything, because the entire system is indeed, the entire system are those behind the office like a script. So it's good enough that we are watching that and we're following it, and we will watch how everything is going to what? It's going to explode right before their very eyes. Anyway, going forward, they now discovered that INEC that deceived the court that they wanted to format BVAS machine, they indeed were actually deleting the presidential election details from their BVAS machine. When they brought in their experts, it was the expert that said, we can get all those things back, but we can tell you that they deliberately deleted them. These things were not done by hackers. There were no hacking attempts on INEC server. There were there were nothing there's nothing that looks like suspicious during Nigeria election when it comes to all of this technology that day, except for where they deliberately compromised it. So they've proved that. They say, yeah, they deleted it. INEC deliberately deleted all of the presidential election results. So when they now ask INEC to present election results, what they presented as mutilated as they have been, right? There is no backup, according to them. There is no backup anymore. We don't have anything anywhere anymore. We have printed them out. So these guys are now saying, if the court will allow it, they can present and tell them where they keep all those things. Just show them. We'll show you. Court will show you how they did it. And we can tell you free of charge that this was done by INEC themselves. INEC compromised the election themselves. Mahmoud Yakubu committed treason, and he is still walking about as the INEC chairman of Nigeria. So he committed treason. Court will show you. Not only should you you should bin this nonsense. People responsible should be arrested, prosecuted, because what they actually did, is worse than all those things you see terrorists doing. Sure, you know, Sha. Those who are rigging your election, they are worse than your terrorists. You see that terrorist shouting Allahu Akbar, or there are terrorists that is telling you that your land or your life. In Nigeria, those who are rigging your elections, they are more dangerous than those terrorists. Ask me why or how. If those who are managing your elections are very much interested in gratification, okay, to the point that they give criminals the access to your power, to power, they gave access, they deceived you by giving sovereignty to criminals who eventually sell off the country, blow up the country, burn down the country, as long as the money comes to them. So if those who keep doing that to you, they are those who are legitimizing these criminals. So if you vote to reject them, if you stand up against them, and some few people, so what is some few gonna say? Few people can turn all of that around to whatever they want it to be. That is worse than terrorism, because everything will happen to you. Bad governance will bring terrorism. Bad governance will bring corruption. Bad governance will bring poverty. Bad governance will bring ethnic division. Bad governance will bring a tribal division. Bad governance will encourage religious supremacy. That's exactly what bad governance will represent. Everything evil. So those who make that happen shouldn't be walking free. You know that. They should not be free men and women. If you are one of those who have worked with them in rigging elections, you may not know what you have done. You are worse than terrorists. Because that's the pain of what Nigeria is. So Mahmoud Yakubu and his gang, heavily backed, they had this all planned. They were all along. I'll show you inside the court anyway. May not be like, say, where you hear all these things? Because now inside court we they hear all this while. Yeah, inside the court. Here is another one. Yeah, that's inside the court. And let's go to the next one. Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. But the poor are struggling to breathe right now. They are feeling suffocated without anybody touching them. Just like I said yesterday, it is renewed salaries for thiefnubu and gang. Renewed shege for the masses. Renewed shege. for Nigerians. Let the poor breathe.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
We all have that responsibility. But the news coming from Nigeria and the lies, APC, Egbekegbe, you can't call them political party. That's another mistake some people are making. APC, Egbekegbe is not a political party. Okay? Listen. APC, Egbekegbe, is the bandwagon of strange bedfellows, chancers, opportunists, liars. Wait, that guy. Get one guy, we know them very well. Hey, I don't come out. It is done by, everything is like business for them. And they are expert deniers. Anytime APC denies something, all of them, shamelessly, that thing is true. 100%. Take it. Okay? If they tell you that there's no agenda, there's this, that, no, don't see, listen to me. They are denying, Abi. You should trust them at your own peril. Everything they will tell you they deny, they will eventually do. Yeah? Right. The news came that they are getting a 114 price increase called salary increase. I don't want to go into much of that, right? They told the masses, Nigerians, that they will need to tighten their belt. Things are going to be a little bit rough. But after it is rough, they are going to enjoy. Remember that's what they told you, Abi? They are not making any sacrifice or any sacrifices at all. No. So easy to be your leader. No. So they denied. I'm coming back to that of electricity suffer. But there is this guy who was appointed by Buhari and as APC, Egbekegbe, the guy working for RMFAC, Revenue, Mobilization, and Fiscal, whatever. So this guy came up and said they needed to increase the salaries of public officials. When Kolu came in, they gave him the go-ahead to go and make the announcements. Then they would deny it. Okay? Then after denying it, then they will say, but it's not Tinubu that wanted the prior. It's not Tinubu that wanted the salary now. At least not him. It's not the one that announced it. Then immediately after denying it, then they will come back and double down and say, but constitutionally, do you know that they have not increased the salary of politicians in Nigeria in the last 16 years? Same people, same newspaper, same media. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like a pattern. They will deny it. Then they will come back and say, then what is wrong with it? Then later they will say, yes, we did it. Because we want to encourage people to do very well and work hard for Nigerians. And before you know it, everybody will move on from it. And the suffering will continue. Here, the guy who made the announcement said, number one, he won't do it without the approval of the president anyway.
Thank you, Madam. You see, the review of this remuneration is supposed to be engaged upon by the commission every 5 years, ordinarily. That has not been done for some reasons since 2007. This is to say this is 15 years the salaries for political, public, and judicial office holders have not been reviewed. Now we did it. It was premised on what? The consumer price index from 2008 to the year 2022 has increased scientifically by 371%. We didn't review these salaries by 371%. We engaged in public hearing. We went to all geopolitical zones. We had consultation with the stakeholders, the government, and the private sector, hearing and harnessing views from stakeholders on what increment within these years is. These two indices, the public hearing, which is subjective, and then the scientific one, the consumer price index, which is objective, were combined, aggregated, and it ran up to over 200%. So based on that, in view of the economic situation in the country, we aggregated the two and we arrived at 114%.
Interesting.
Did you hear that? They used the scientific blah, blah, blah. They cost consumer, this technical index. So it's talking about politicians, so it's not talking about you. And they realized that things have kind of improved or something. No, things have gotten so high by over 200, over 300%. So that what they are paying the politician and how much it takes to live in Nigeria, in these last few years, it will take what a normal politician, or let's put it this way, they say it will take the salary of a politician in Nigeria today, it will take him 3 times of that salary to be able to survive in Nigeria of today. Okay, I think I found the better narrative. What they are saying is that as a politician in Nigeria, Nigeria is so hard, that for you to survive in Nigeria today as a politician, you need ×3 of the salary they are currently paying politicians now. You need ×3 of that because things have gone up by 300%. What is your own offer, the people? What offer are they presenting to you? Because you are those who are also living through, you never have access to free money, you never have access to steal money. Like them, you are going through that, Abi. But their own agenda doesn't, because they can't pay you. If they have to pay you 300% of what you are getting right now, Nigeria will liquidate, Abi. But Nigeria won't liquidate or bankrupt if they pay the politicians the same thing. Did you hear him saying that? That's how they arrive at 114%. That is manageable to maintain a politician, president, vice president, senators, governors. And that's exactly the stand right now. Like, why not? They need to do it if you want them to still do their own job. Meanwhile, immediately they said they remove subsidy. Before them, you were paying 1,562 naira for 100 units of electricity in Nigeria. When Buhari came, that jumped to 6,500 naira to get the same 100 units of electricity. But in a space of just 1 month, that this man made the announcement of we remove subsidy. Now, this electricity now, you will need 10,000 naira for 100 units of electricity. So if you're a businessman, take a look at that leap from 1,500 naira in 2015 to 10,000 naira for the same unit of electricity. But yet your salary has not been reviewed. Salary are not reviewed. The public, the economy not improving. And they are saying, let the poor breathe. How can the poor breathe when you kept your hands and your knees on their throat, gagging, suffocating? It's like, you see, you can be a suffering and smiling sufferhead, it's your choice, But after you do all of this, your fight on social media, you will go back to the real life now. Abi? You will go back to real life. You will go and compare all these things. This is what politics does. This is what politicians and their policies, this is what they do. They always come back and they don't spare anybody. And that's just electricity. Same goes for everything that you currently need to survive in that Nigeria. You need water, you need food, you need house rent, you need hospital bills, you need everything is touched, but you are not in their consideration, except for those they believe cannot survive in Nigeria if they don't give them that raise. I'm just saying, obviously I get anything to, I'm just like, you will hear me now. And you will go and think about that and just sit down there and be like, man, no. And that's Nigeria. Now, they can't do all of this or get away with any of this without their usual divide and rule. Asari Dokubo has been trending in the last few days. I don't want to replay that video where it was threatening the Igbos with gun. I don't have to repeat that. But there are some other things he said without displaying this violence, this or that, okay? That completely in my view, because you remember the last time I spoke, I said I was kind of, peering together some pieces of information. They are not proven, and I threw them out here then, like, what was the relationship of Asari Dokubo and the unknown gunmen that have been perpetuating terrorism in eastern Nigeria, using the name of IPOB that they have nothing to do with, killing the people that IPOB stand to protect. So what was the relationship of Asari with these unknown gunmen? What was the relationship of Asari Dokubo and Buhari's government that sworn to wipe the Igbos out of Nigeria because they are dot in a circle? So we were still kind of thinking on that. Then some other things started coming out again, and I was like, I'm going to throw them out to you. You can go and, because I have started seeing some relevant people, relevant bodies who are beginning to even shed more light to these unknown gunmen, Asari Dokubo, and few other people, including politicians in eastern Nigeria. Are you with me? But there are more that are now kind of giving me another vibe again. I'm talking about the vibe that, what if Asari Dokubo gets mental problem? Now, this is not for porn or for fun, okay? Like, what if he actually has a problem? A narcissistic problem whereby somehow, Asari Dokubo is happy to be the agent of, murder or agent of death in Nigeria. He is ready for hire. It's like a weapon for hire. But he is not seeing it that, the last time I said, maybe he has this multiple personality disorder. This was me trying to say, well, something seems off. Okay, I have a few clips for you. Asari Dokubo said his own forefathers, they used to sell the Igbos as slaves. That he is not Igbo. Remember that time, it was part of that video. He said, nobody should call him Igbo. That he is a Calabari man. And his forefathers, they were those who were selling the Igbos as slaves. But of course, the story is not true. The history is not true. Part of what you can say, maybe Asari gets mental health problem. But you see, when you have mental problem, that you kind of self-hate and every other thing, right? Sometimes that one can be managed. But when your mental health problem gets to the point whereby killing innocent people becomes something that actually make you feel good, then that is so wrong. And that's something you don't brag about. And that's something you don't laugh about. Do you understand? It's not a competition. When somebody have that problem and they become an agent in the hands of the government who actually want people dead anyway, we may not be paying attention to where we should be paying attention to, right? So, Asari Dokubo for so many years presented himself as an Igbo man. What do you call it? Calabari. in Niger Delta. He told the story then that because of that, and he said his own forefathers are not the only person, that almost everyone in that part of his own part of Nigeria, they were Igbos. That it was the situation of the time that got some of them to change that they are not Igbos. Asari Dokubo said it himself. But what he didn't say is this. Back in Igbo, back in the days, that dark days, when slavery was source of wealth for some horrible ancestors of ours. In Igbo land, there is a clan called the Aroshuku, right? They became famous for slave trade. And what were they doing? They will send warriors into communities around the Igbo land, far and near, to kidnap able-bodied people and bring them to be sold as slaves, right? So, but it didn't last long from history that I heard. They say it didn't last long because when people rose against that same Arochukwu, those who were working for them, in fact, you have these two conditions. You have a chance to end up as a slave by any chance, or to sign up as a slave raider and work for the people who are slave traders, the Aroshukus, and they were Igbos, put it that way. Now, they said there are so many other tribes and then the clans from around the areas that decided to be warriors working for them. So when the Kasala finally burst for the Aroshukus, when the Aro was defeated by the British, there were some people, some people that were so ashamed because of what they did, the role they played in that program of slavery. Many of them converted and changed their names. In the period of that same slave trade or no slave trade, some of these Igbos that were captured were also sold to some other tribe in that same axis as well. Where people were now saying, could Asari Dokubo's forefathers be among the slave raiders or among the slaves sold to them in Kalabari? Because they were Igbos anyway. Sold, was his own ancestors slave traders or the victim of slavery? It was Asari Dokubo who had this to say himself, trying to deny his ancestry. Watch this.
Yes, that's a distinction. I don't know whether IPOB is Igbo. Even though I have Igbo blood flowing in my vein, I am not an Igbo man today.
I was coming to that. What's the meaning of a diabali?
The diabali is an animal, but what it literally means, what is contextual meaning of a diabali is he who kills at night. My great ancestor, Buhari, Harry Braid, was originally an Igbo man from Obom in Abam. His parents moved to Obosi in present Anambra State, Obosi in present Anambra State. From there, he came to Kalabari. King Amakri acquired him from the Aro people who came with him to Taurus Ramapri, Elem Kalabari, and he became a Kalabari man.
You see how ashamed he felt talking about that story. King Amakri acquired his forefathers. So which means his forefathers, they were never slave raiders. In fact, the Aro people that he's talking about took his forefathers and they sold his forefather to the Kalabari. And that's how his forefathers became Kalabari. And he kept telling himself that he is not Igbo. But before then, before all of this, Asari in his element.
The only solution, the only guarantee for our future, the future of my children, the future of their children, the future of generation unborn is Biafra. If you are not in support of Biafra, you are the traitor. You are a traitor. You are a traitor. And the people, the generation that are coming, they will tell you if you are alive. They will spit on your face. They will urinate and defecate on their grave for betraying them. You come to talk, you are afraid. You are lily-livered. You are a coward. You don't want to stand up and fight. You want to remain where you are. I will not remain with you. Biafran army, the military of Biafra, will be the core foundation of the Biafran people. Our military, they said, if you want peace, prepare for war. Their cattle are everywhere in our communities. They want to build ranches on our land for their people. Every law must be made for them. Recently, camp, they put cut-off mark at 1/8 over 400. It's not enough. They brought it down to 100 and 120, so that they will make the law to suit themselves and take their people into the university. Every law must be for their interest. What is your interest? The people who gave quick notice and people said they are not going, when they kill you, you will be in their grave. The only solution, the only guarantee for our future, the future of my children, the future of their children, the future of generation unborn is Biafra.
And that's Asari before now. Okay? The Asari that want to kill IPOB, kill Igbos, prove to them that his forefathers used to sell Igbos as slave. You know, you can easily just say Asari himself is an ancestor of slaves. And it is kind of, it seems like he is ashamed of that. And that makes him hate Igbos somehow. I don't know. This is me. You know, when you kind of trace your history and you see what happened to your ancestors, how you lost your ancestry, how you became somebody with floating identity, you obviously will become angry. I mean, you'll be angry if somehow, I don't know. So, Asari hates himself. He hates his origin because of what happened to his own ancestors. And he's ashamed of it. He can't say it, unfortunately. I mean, when Nnamdi Kanu would describe him, this is what he said.
And that bloated pig, always talking rubbish and spitting everywhere, that pig is like another Afonja in our land. That pig is an agent of darkness in our land. If you don't know, I will tell you tonight. Because he's a criminal, and I'll prove it. As I'm saying it, I'm mentioning names. As I kept saying, that's useless pig called Asari Dokobo that I gave money to from inside the prison, because he has no shame. All of you want to from inside the prison, I gave that idiot 20 million naira. I was in prison. He was so poor, I authorized for him to be given 20 million. Our men went to water. That same bloated pig went and called DSS to go and arrest my men in Iguacha. And he gave the money to you today. But people have no shame. Did I give you money or not? I was in prison. And I organized a meeting in Cotonou, in your house in Cotonou, with our men, my men to go to Cotonou. They are from all over the world to Cotonou to go and see you. At the meeting, I asked you, how do we proceed from here? You demanded for 200 million naira. You bloated, dirty, filthy, poor pig. Did you ask me for 200 million or not? I don't talk to Uchenna Siebu anymore. They are all traitors. Did you not talk to him about it? Did I not give Uchenna Siebu authorization to give you money? How much money have you collected from me? You shameless pig. Say I'm a con artist. Now the guy is a con artist. When you are the one that stole from me, I gave you money for us to do something. You went and called DSS. Yes or no? I'm asking you, true or false. And you're a freedom fighter who is in love with his oppressor. You're in a zoo. You're in a zoo.
Oh, ye do I call. Oh, Mary, one in the zoo. Monteria. Abakare. Mama Baora. Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi go on you do I walk. Oh Mary Moni Nizu Miruya Abakare Mamanda Mura Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Una Bori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python that's
70 years old man.
Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
So, let us move on. There is something brewing in Yoruba land, and I will not stop saying it. You see the kind of politics that APC, Egbekegbe, is bringing to Yoruba land, or they are trying to entrench in Yoruba land. Every reasonable Yoruba Omoluabi needs to know this and stand up against this. You see, thiefnubu and gang, they are sort of a brewing a sort of a ethnic or tribal sort of a war in order to keep their political base still theirs. They want to drag Yorubas. Indeed, like, I mean, this is not something you just kind of talk and say, everybody talk about that. No. These guys are hell-bent in promoting the idea that Yorubas are bigots. Any Yoruba that is married to a non-Yoruba, especially any Yoruba that is married to Igbo, is a weak Yoruba. Any Yoruba man or Yoruba woman that marries Igbo in Nigeria is considered weak. They are promoting that ideology right now. I'll show you something in case if you have seen it. And they are doing all of this in the name of saying they are promoting, you know, they are calling themselves like Yoruba Nation, Yoruba this, Yoruba that, all kind of different names they're giving to themselves. These are thiefnubu's people. I'm coming, take a look at this. They design something like this. They call it Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Ronu. And according to them, for the young Yorubas who are jobless today to have job, for Yoruba land to be safe, for prosperity of Yoruba land to work for the Yoruba people, Yorubas must stop marrying Igbos. Baba, they are saying, what they are trying to do right now is to ensure that all of you whose parents are of different tribe right now, listen to me, not just Igbos. If your parents have if you have parents from two different ethnic background, they are promoting something that is going to tear families apart. And they are promoting this hatred political division, a fascist sort of an idea. And I know how this is going to end. It is not going to end well. Okay? Now, here is what they design. 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 Is what they design.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
So, this is what they design and they have been sharing on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on WhatsApp. You might have seen them. Some of you agree with them. But you know what you are agreeing to? You may think you are doing all of this, because you think the Igbos ate thiefnubu. To you, they are telling you Igbos ate thiefnubu, therefore, Igbos ate Yorubas. They are destroying their properties. They are targeting them, attacking them. You think they are doing it for the Yorubas, Abi? So now, when they finish setting you up, making you to target your neighbors for an attack, breaking relationship as it should, as it will be, right? Just have this at the back of your mind. In Nigeria today, the two ethnic nationality, two nations in that contraption that are mostly intermarried are the Yorubas and Igbos. Inside the same thiefnubu's family, inside thiefnubu's family, there are Igbos there. There are those who are non-Yorubas there. thiefnubu's wife is not Yoruba. Remember that, or you can go and continue to create your whatever you want to create for them. But when you begin to look for tainted blood and you begin to call Yoruba sons and daughters tainted blood because they have Igbo blood, or they have Hausa blood, or they have Fulani blood, they have this other blood, you begin to stereotype them, thinking you will start with the Igbos because they are the enemies of thiefnubu, and it's Alimajiri politics, the one that has kept Yorubas even poorer. You are suffering, You are suffering, you are smiling. They are telling you, Igbo this, Igbo that. You are following. You know what you are destroying? You are destroying yourselves. Because those you are doing it for, they are marrying their daughters to themselves. You are seeing their weddings. Their children are marrying from all the tribes. Okorocha's children are marrying from other, you know what I mean? Gandola's children are marrying from other places. They are telling you, they are weaponizing you, telling you that as Yoruba, you need to protect the interests of Yoruba by creating an enmity that will lead to bloodshed, destructions of life and properties, when those who you are doing it for are completely off that chart. I believe that if they say Yoruba Ronu, are you with me? That is exactly the Ronu that I'm going to ask you to. Because you see, these evil people, these faceless criminals, Omo Alele Yorubas, because they are the real Omo Ales. Yorubas are accommodating, we are not weak. Yorubas will stand and defend what is ours when we indeed feel like threatened that somebody is coming for them. In Yoruba land today, the only people who have been threatening us from where our own forebearers bequeathed to us as Yorubas, those who have been intimidating us and killing us, they are the Hausa Fulanis, the Fulanis especially. The Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land are killing Yorubas. The only solution Nigeria offered was that we should give our lands to them. These Omualis, because of politics, the association between thiefnubu and Buhari, that gave them this false sense of entitlement or sense of whatever, that there is a relationship between Yoruba and Fulani. Yoruba versus Fulani. That's what they are saying, you know. Give me a sec.
He don't cast, last. Everybody go chop breakfast. He don't cast, last. Everybody go chop breakfast.
So they are building up on this animosity. They are building up on this division. They are making the Igbos, who have never threatened us in our land. They have never killed us because of our land. They have never killed us because of we failed to pay ransom. The same Igbos, they are developing a political template that is going to make Yorubas see the Igbos as enemies that they must crush when the Fulanis are killing us. These criminals are telling us that we are trying to exaggerate it. We are exaggerating it, and we are politicizing it. People are being killed. We know those who are killing our people. They are not developing template to make us hate those who are killing us. They said we should love the terrorists. The people who actually improved our economy as a people are in Nigeria today. The Igbos, because of their politics, they are developing template that will break families, that will break relationship. I'm talking about generational relationship. These criminals must be stopped. Thiefnubu and gang must be stopped. They are everywhere on social media. All of this has nothing to do with Yoruba. I know that their leaders sending them, they are already working to ensure that somehow, policy-wise, they are going to make a statement. They are already making one in Lagos, demolishing businesses that are paying taxes to them because they wanted to prove a point. They would rather give those places to the Chinese, instead of giving it to their fellow Nigerians. So, Abi, I mean, I just thought I should tell you that, and you should always remember that. If there's anyone if there's anywhere Yoruba's lives are in danger in Yoruba land, and we should trace those behind it, the Igbos are not. Their leaders, the governor of Osun State, the mother of the governor of Osun State, she is Igbo. The wife of the governor of Osun State, Orisun Yoruba, because Osun State is Ile-Ife. That is the Orinu Yoruba. Man, this blinking is mental, right? Let me try something else. Don't go anywhere.
Oshoni, Ajeni, Elebologun ni, Amanise ni, Afaimanise ni, wọ́n á fi yín sílẹ̀. Oshoni, Ajeni, Elebologun ni, Amanise ni, Afaimanise ni, wọ́n á fi yín sílẹ̀. Oshoni, Ajeni.
So they can tell you to hate them. You can beat your chest and say, we will deal with Igbos. I just want you to know that when you listen to all of these guys, when you think, whenever you think you are doing this for Yoruba, this is Mayegun telling you, those who are baiting you, who want you to hate the Igbos, thinking you are doing it for Yoruba, yeah, they want you to do that because they feel threatened. And the Igbos is the threat. They have no idea of how to face them themselves. Therefore, they say they are coming for you. You know they are not coming for you. But you will watch them make much effort to destroy them. But when they think they are destroying them, we know who we are destroying. We are destroying relationship. We are breaking families. We are destroying things that are beyond money and mortar. They are beyond the brick and the mortars. Relationship, because of one person, because of the selfish political brigandage of these rogues, it won't serve your interest because those you think you are doing it for, a lot of them are already probably right now begging for their next bride from Igbo land. You will see the picture. They will share all of that with you. And then you realize that they make you hate the people that have nothing against you. I'll say that 100 of times, every time I have the chance. Now, let's go back to this guy, which is Asari, the one promising Kolu to help her defend Nigeria. Sorry if it's going to be annoying. It's a replay.
The military is at the center of oil theft. And we have to make this very, very clear to the Nigerian public. 99% of oil theft can be traced to the Nigerian military, the army and the navy especially. the Army and the Navy intimidate the civil defense, who are by status the people who are supposed to guard these pipelines. They receive a lot of money from NNPC, PCL, and the IOCs, and just across the corner, you will see a houseboat. A few meters from the houseboat, you will see an oil bunkering refinery or tapping directly from oil well heads. It is very pathetic now. What is happening in the Niger Delta in the past 8 years was unprecedented in the history of oil production anywhere in the world. The vandals do not only attack the pipelines, they have migrated from the pipeline and have gone directly to the oil well heads, and they take directly from the oil well heads. They set up haphazard facilities they call local refinery, artisan refinery. This is crime against humanity, because the livelihood of the people is being totally destroyed. The livelihood of the people is totally destroyed. And every meter you see a naval houseboat or an army houseboat stationed. So the main culprits are the Army and the Navy. And there are notorious naval commanders who are known to be kingpins of these bunkering activities. Even if they give 1 billion contracts to everybody in the Niger Delta, because these military men are armed from the Army and the Navy, nothing will happen. The president has promised to take decisive action to make sure that this does not continue. It is brought to an end. It is very shameful. So I had volunteered to help, to assist, and to do the things that are necessary to put a stop to this evil that is being perpetuated against the people of the Niger Delta, the oil-bearing community, and the whole of Nigerians. On security, I want to clearly say that there are full-scale wars going on in different parts of this country. In the southeast, the IPOB ESN is waging a full-scale war against the government of this country. And many local governments, many communities are deserted, schools are closed, hospitals are closed. In the same vein, in Niger, in Zamfara, in Plateau, in Kaduna, in Yobe, in Borno, we're only talking about Boko Haram. Boko Haram is just a tip of the iceberg. There's a full-scale war going on. And the blackmail of the Nigerian state by the Nigerian military is shameful. They said they do not have enough armament, and people listen to these false narratives. They are lying. They are liars. I repeat, they are liars, because I am a participant. I am a participant in this war. I fight on the side of the government of the Nigerian state, in Plateau, in Niger, in Anambra, in Imo, in Abia, and in Rivers State, and in Abuja. Today you are traveling to Kaduna on this road. It's not the army that made it possible to travel for you to travel to Abuja or travel to Kaduna, vice versa. It is my men, employed by the government of the Nigerian state, stationed in Niger. Today you go to Baga, you go to Chirolo, you go to Wase. We have lost so many men, and we do not use, in all this engagement, We don't even have 1% of the armament deployed by the Nigerian military. 1%. And we have had resounding success. So these black men must end. They have enough resources to fight. Instead of fighting, they are busy stealing. They are busy making the government to spend unnecessarily. Where is Dogo today? Who was terrorizing Niger, Kaduna? Where is Dogo today? He's nowhere. Because he had been served his dish that he was serving other people. So, well, let us be able to support the government and don't listen to these false narratives. Because somebody must tell the truth. If we don't have arms, an average person is carrying 2 magazines of AK-47 bullets. The Nigerian army is carrying inside their truck 20, 30 cans. 2 magazines of AK-47 is 25 rounds of ammunition. 700 or 750 make up a can. They call it sanding. And they have 20, 25, 30 in their distance. They will leave on slight attack. They will abandon these weapons for the bandits, the insurgents to take them, to capture them. So in actual fact, the insurgents are harvesting from the Nigerian military and police to further their insurgency. And most of these people, are they actually insurgents? They are mere criminals. They are mere criminals. You go to some camps, you find 200 vehicles stolen from people. Who are the owners of these vehicles? They cut these vehicles into parts, they sell them. You go to some places, you find that human beings' parts are being brought out. They are put in coolers and sold. Woman organ trafficking, etc. Which the governor of Anambra State, Soludo, has also attested to it in one of his interviews. So, what I'm trying to say is this. I, as a person who is in the know, I have given, even before the president came, I knew that we had never had any person like him aspiring for this position. I'm not.
Tell me you didn't sigh. After watching all that, you didn't be like, Asari Dokubo's allegation against the Nigerian military is so weighty, to be so untrue, that Asari is still walking about today. He made those allegations there inside the asshole Rocco. So now Asari be the one where Buhari they used to chase bandits. Yeah. So it's Asari that killed the bandit leader, Dogo. So Asari has been to different camps of different terrorists. What exactly is the contract that Buhari and Asari had? And which of the contract is currently on the table again with thiefnubu? Whoa. Somebody said, Amawashi and and it is just unraveling, by the way. So Asari they said he's just a loud mouth who want to be number one. The number one of the people who are actually going to give all these guys a security job. Or if Nigeria military can't keep Nigeria safe, and the likes of Asari are the ones who are fighting. So you should know what that simply means, right? Or every other thing you heard in that clip, you can make do with them wherever you think. Okay, I have a few other things I wanted to share, but I think I should take calls so I don't kind of deny you all the all the time. I saw so many people on my Facebook tonight. I mean, you had over 800 people at some point. I was like, oh, how did that happen? Is Facebook allowing you to see my notification again? Or this is just a one-off? The highest you get to in the last 6 months, which is deliberate, is that you see 500 people, 400 people, you will never see 600 or 700 or 800 or 1,000 because it's deliberate. So maybe Facebook is up to something. Now, if you are here, you can still like this broadcast, okay? Like the broadcast, share it, and then you can call in too and make your own contribution as well, okay? But I'll take a single break. I want to take a drink water. You can use that to like the broadcast. When I get back, we will continue. Ladies and gentlemen. Hello there. I actually thought I took a call there. I don't know if I didn't get through, so I'll take another one. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Mayegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm calling for 2 reasons. I just want to make sure that you're okay, and we will miss you. Those days was like precious, like not hearing Mayegun voice. What's going on here?
It's mental, I know. And I'm still kind of still feeling the whole buzz of it as well. But yeah, it's good to be back. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. I just want to put my 2 cents in. I don't know about this Yoruba stuff. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I will claim to be educated. What's going on with I don't understand it. Forgive me, man.
You are you're fighting for Kolu.
How can one person and people are denying the election? He's going to win the election. Where? How? Are you blind? Or because it's Yoruba? Oh man, I'm glad to call in and hear your voice. Let me let somebody else call.
I know. Thanks so much for that. Okay, keep watching. Thanks, sir. So I have another caller on the line. So I have over 3,000 people on my YouTube, and only 700 of us managed to drop their offering. Come on. Hello there, Emma.
Mayegun, Oga.
Báwo ni o?
How you
doing, Baba?
Family and car, but our body.
About we do, yeah. We thank God, though. You're roughing it, right?
How your body is now strong. I got you are now strong, eh?
Well, I'm getting there as long as I can talk. You know, I've said it before, right?
No worries. God is in control.
Thank you, Baba.
God is in control. So I listen to your program, and this Asari Tokuba Bigudonje. So that you can now see that the unknown government that the government have been using, eh?
Well, it's all making sense now. It's all coming together.
Yeah. For what you have said, you can now know that these are the unknown government that the government have been using to kill people. God will help them all. God really will help them.
Thank you so much. Mo will take another one, right? Hello,
my brother. How are you?
Adele.
Frank, sorry about you, brother.
Go about just do on your side.
My brother, we thank God a long time.
Bless you, man. I mean, it's good to hear from you. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Let me just quick one.
Yes, sir.
You see all these guys. Sorry, man. I will mix it with Yoruba and English. You understand?
Just make us flow with you. Yes. Go for it, Franco.
Yeah. I don't care if Tinubu is the president or what. As a Yoruba man, all I'm saying to my Yoruba people is we don't want Nigeria. That's what I'm saying.
Tell them,
who cares?
They know they hear you from the back. Make your voice go up. Make they hear you from the back. Tell them.
Who cares? Who cares about Nigeria?
Only those who are benefiting from
what's my problem? Yeah, what's my problem with Nigeria? Aniki Yoruba liberate Awa, Amurawa, Amfirawa Sonda Fulani Caliphate. Amfirawa Sonda, I want on Dama. Look, people who are roaming cows up and down the street. That after all, we will say we are educated, and the cows are controlling us, controlling our lives. Ṣé bí àwọn Yorùbá ṣe ń gbé ṣe proper life lẹ́ ń gbé yẹn? Ẹ wo ayé yín bó ṣe rí, ṣé proper life lẹ́ ń gbé Nàìjíríà? Ṣé proper life lẹ́ ń gbé? Kò sí iná, kò sómi, kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ìjọba ń ṣe nínú ayé yín, ẹ dẹ̀ máa sọ pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ti sọ gbogbo yín di Alimanjiri, so they turn all you guys to Alimanjiri. Now look at them, increasing politicians' salary. What about the massive salary? Are they even paying the massive salary? Or the masses are even to what? Yeah, exactly. They are not creating jobs.
Because they don't know how to, Baba. They can't create wealth there.
They can't. I don't know what kind of politics they are playing in Nigeria. Nigeria is just like animal farm.
Unfortunately.
It's just like animal farm that it's just like crocodile àgbàdo sílẹ̀ pé ẹ̀yin èèyàn bí ẹranko ẹ̀ ṣáà ló máa jàgbàdo yẹn ẹ máa jẹ́ kẹta wà ń bẹ̀ nínú káàmpù kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rí. Look at them. They say Igbo is our problem. How is the Igbo is our problem?
Let's ask them.
Báwo ni Igbo ti jẹ́ problem wa? Go to Agege. The Fulani, they've dominated everywhere. Yorùbá ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ níbi tó ti wà ní Sabotage ní Agege. Lọ́sọ́nà Alaba International, kò sẹ́ni lè sọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ̀. At the end of the day, look at what is going on in Is he saying? Mayegujo, ìwà bá ṣe program ẹ̀ ìsẹ́yìn. Ìsẹ́yìn. Bó bá ṣe ń pa wá tó ń gbó wá tó ń pa wá, òun ló ń jáde oṣù mọ̀ bó ti bá they are calling Sunday Igboho come and help us. Now Sunday Igboho is your savior. You are calling Sunday Igboho to come and help you.
In that same breath, those who told us that Igboho should be killed, Igboho should be jailed.
Exactly, they are the one calling him now.
Igbo is our enemy. I mean, I don't understand though.
Kí ló ń ṣe àwọn Yorùbá politicians wọ́n ṣe fi life water káìtì báyìí? Ó mọ̀ kan tí máa sọ fún wọn. One, they say the boy is our problem, but the Fulanis are there killing us. They are not our problem, Abi. Are Igbo killing us? No. They only come to do their legit business and get their money, build our own state for. They are even, in fact, Igbos are even the ones spending their own money in our own state.
Like why would
but the Fulanis are in our bush, killing us, kidnapping our people.
All because of politics? Like I don't even understand.
All because of politics. And then Fulani come out. Okay, if you don't want Igbos in Nigeria, let them go. Let them go. How can you be keeping somebody that you don't want? You want to kill you kill them every day.
Mm-hmm.
You kill them every day. Why? And the last thing, let them listen and listen attentively.
Tell them.
In this world that we are now, I want them, both the Fulanis, both the Yoruba leaders, both the Igbo leaders, they should emulate and think very well about what happened to Gaddafi. You know how mighty, how powerful Gaddafi was. That Libya people can't even talk. They can't even Libyans can't even they can't even look at Gaddafi's face. He's like God. But at the end of the day, who killed Gaddafi?
The people themselves.
Is it not the Libyans that were driving him all the streets with the armored cars? They drove his body off the street. They should be ready for the masses. The day, and I think the time this year, they will not escape it. Nigeria will divide this year, I'm telling you, because people have been pushed to war. Thank you. One day, push me to catch the hunter.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
God bless you. That's some blunt, stuff there. Hello there. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Mayegu. I'm back online.
Yes,
Good to hear from you.
Back online. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. This is Ifeanyi calling from California.
Oh, Ifeanyi. How is Cali today? Ify from Cali.
We're enjoying the sunshine, California summer.
Enjoy it.
I just want to take us back to a little bit of
please.
A little bit of our history.
Please.
Here. In the Yorubas and Igbos are indigenous to the geographical area called Nigeria.
Yes,
and it's argued that both groups are singular ancestry. Yes. And the Supreme Being commissioned Oduduwa, a sky god, to carry out terrestrial tasks. He descended from heaven with a cockerel which had 6 fingers. And the earth was made him through indigenous deployment of avian subjects. But after Atimowon had sprinkled some dirt on the ocean to found Ile-Ife and had wives, sons who produced other kingdoms, so the mystic of Yoruba say. Igbo mystic origin, the Supreme Being sent Eri down to the earth to establish balance and social order. The sky god founded Inri, and he had wives and sons who founded other Igbo towns and communities. The Yorubas and the Igbo share a lot more than similar mythical origins. They are the oldest inhabitants of the areas they live in. In other words, the Yorubas and the Igbos are indigenous to the geographical area called Nigeria. And it's also being argued that both groups are of a singular ancestry. The two groups have had established trade links dating to the period contact to the first Europeans. They are known share passion for industry, are comical, accommodating, and peace-loving. Also, there is no documentary history of war between the Igbo and Yoruba people. Despite occupying the same southern hemisphere in the pre-colonial times, wars among kingdoms and nations were common, but there appears to be no recorded incident of battle between the clans of kingdom of these two groups. In language, they are both of Kwa group, Niger-Congo origin. The similarities between the Yorubas and Igbo's language are remarkable, if not uncanny, which points to an identical font. Despite having so much in common, politics have been a pesky point of dissonance for both groups. Though Igbos and Yorubas do not have a romantic political history, they have kept the dagger away from their rivalry.
That's right.
Igbos and Yorubas, we marry each other. We love each other. We love our competition. We have the same ancestral origin. We don't play when it comes to that. Like I love Europe. My Yorubas are like my brothers and sisters. That's why an Igbo man can leave Igbo land and go to Yoruba land and be successful. And when a Yoruba man comes to Igbo land, we will make sure he's successful.
That's right.
We have one ancestral origin. All these politicians, they should stop playing games with our origin. We come from the same origin. So, that's the only thing I want to say. Like, if I look at all this,
you've dropped your beat. Thank you. Ifeanyi.
All the stuff. No, I just want it to stop.
It will.
We are the same people, bro.
Yes, man.
I love you, Mayegu. Take care.
Too. Thank you too, man. You have a good one, okay? That's Ify from Cali. Ifeanyi. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegu.
Hello, dear sister. How are you?
Beautiful evening to you. Yes, my voice don't change. I actually called today and I won't laugh some people. Chichi on the line.
Beautiful. Chichi, is kind of like your voice is louder and clearer. I kind of like this particular one than the other one.
Okay, I hear you. Thank God you're back on your feet. Trust the family is good.
Well, we are good. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, Mayegu. Thank you. I can't thank you enough, I can't thank you enough. And you're the best. You're the best thing that ever happened to the country. That country called Nigeria.
Oh, bless you.
Keep up the good work, my brother.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am.
I want to talk to my people. I want to go to the Igbo land and speak Igbo.
Yes, so but remember, you summarize for people like us who won't follow all true truth. But I will
break it a bit. I will try to. Okay. I will try to break it a bit.
Mix match for us.
One, the profiling. I want to talk about the profiling.
Please.
2, I had wanted to call the day you presented my tongue is too sore right now.
Pronounce his name.
See how he feels. Like, that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. Unfortunately, he's supposed to be.
Chichi, look at
he's supposed to be an uncle.
You can't call my name.
He can be.
I'm angry with you.
I had wanted to call that day and laugh. I had wanted to call that day, like, laugh at the bastard. He's an uncle. I'm from the same state with him. But it's unfortunate that he did not represent, he did not do what he ought to do. He allowed himself to be messed up. He has not started crying. I am asking him, Dede, Alpha, Korochi Mere, Uzo Gaji, Elaga. Yeah? That is for him. How can I behave?
Kind of like get back to you and say,
it is not important whether he replies me. It does not matter if he replies or not. The most important thing is that it's more or less like he has not even gotten to the morning. He is crying. So when he gets to the morning, what would he do? When he gets to the morning, what would he do?
Probably whip blood.
Oh, he should wait. He's just should I say, it's just like a many to do.
I want to listen to your Igbo. Chichi.
Now,
please.
Yes, thank you. Otu ihe ka m chọrọ ikwu na-amaghị kwuchi ike. Ndị ala Yoruba, like ka ise nọ ndị ofe mmanụ, ọ dịghị ihe ọjọọ ọbụla nke ọbụla ha na-eme anyị. No profiling ndị ọ na-eme m na-ekwu okwu nchi unu mara ndụ n'ugbo ndị Igbo mara ndụ n'ugbo na unu wo ndị a na-achọ achọ. Na ihe na-eme n'obodo Nigeria awụgo n'ihe eyiri eyi bụ n'ihe ndị kpọrọ onwe ha ndị isi a na-ekwukwa na-ekwu okwu ya awụghọ ndị isi obodo ụlọ mba ndị isi a na-ekwu okwu ya wụ ndị isi mpiliri n'ọha awụ ndị unu your colonial masters ndị colonize unu bụ ndị na-eme anyị ihe niile na-aga on until anyị amata nga ihe na-eme anyị iche then anyị enwe ike takwa ihe na-eme anyị. It did not start from Nigeria, neither is it going to end in Nigeria. But unu marachi ndị na-egbu unu ọ dị nga ha nọ because ha ma ndụ n'ugbo ọ na-eme m na-achị ndị Igbo mara unu ndụ n'ugbo unu nwere 12 missing tribe nọ n'akwụkwọ nsọ a na-ekwu okwu ya. Then God na Judas ọ na-eme m na-achị na ndị Igbo ndị Detroit yiri Jizọs wụ onye Igbo and ndị na-ekreti na onye Igbo ahụ Detroit yiri Jizọs o si nga oluku nke ọzọ mkpọrọ onwe ya Niger Delta got a militant. Before I continue, you said when you brought up this other bagger, I don't even want to call his name because right now his name is mutating in my mouth. I know you know who I'm talking about. That said, his father killed, sold the Igbos, and he is happy that he's going to do the same thing.
It's all bullshit. I know that.
He's forgotten that he himself is an Igbo. Now it brings me back Judas Iscariot. They are the Judas that sold Jesus off. So it's not a new thing. He should continue. I had wanted to table this thing at a point in time that the person doing this thing was him. But then I didn't have my evidence more.
Yeah, just like me, and I won't come out and make some ridiculous allegations. So I'm going to throw it out and say, please.
When that came out from his mouth, I got the message, and you also more or less like also tackled it. I was like, bingo, this is it. Because unknown government does not, it didn't just come into existence just like that. Somebody, it was a struggle. And you keep saying it, even when Nnamdi Kanu would say he loved what they were doing. He said, no, don't like what they are doing. Not knowing that the enemy, it has always been said that the enemy you know is the enemy within. It cannot come afar to come and operate. So Judas Iscariot, that is one of it there. That is part of the family there. He's forgotten that he is also part of the evils. He might have taken another ID as identity, but that is not his identity. And it can never be his identity. He can choose to live under denial. He can choose to live under denial, but he cannot take out what God has made him to be.
He can't.
Ono mara undo nombo mara ihe na-egbu uno. Nsogbu ndị n'ala Igbo taa obidogo hụ taa nwa. Ọ gakwanịghị ego like this. Unu mara nga ihe na-eme unu nshi. Nwee ike trace ya from the root of bullshit.
That's right.
Na-abịa. Then the puzzle is solved. Besides that, anyị gakwela agba gburugburu otu anyị na-agba gburugburu. A na-eyuzu ndị nke na-achụ anyị nta. Na-eyuzu ndị nke na-achụ anyị nta. Na-eyuzu ndị nke ọzọ na-achụ anyị nta. The idiots mkpọrọ onwe ha leader ndị Igbo wee chee na ha na-eme onwe ha na-erefu their bright right for just peanuts. At the end of the day, even the back seat, I didn't even back seat see with Moto. Wike, how far?
Just like everybody is still asking.
How far with Wike?
Nnamdi Kanu said, "Serve Nigeria, come back in shame." And the guy just, everything about him just sounded like he's such a prophet that came before he came too early. Some are saying, but some are saying, no, it came at the right time. See, Chichi, let me take another call too.
Thank you very much.
So much
Thank you so very much.
Bless you. Thank you. I have another caller on the line here. Hello there.
Hey, my man.
Hey,
Salam alaikum.
One name. How are you?
I'm fine, and then I'm calling all the way from Turkey.
Finally, I mean, see, I have seen your comments many times, right? And when I managed to get some of you guys to come out and add your voice apart from your comments, it's quite different. How are you?
I saw something on my screen. Whether INEC said they deleted, before I go to my INEC said they deleted Abuja results. I don't know whether
INEC didn't say they deleted. Now PDP came back and said, "May everybody go check." Okay, they don't delete the Abuja results for president.
Okay,
for president only, and it's not just Abuja. For about 32 states already. They don't.
What are they?
Go on.
What are they deleting it for?
Well, to hide evidence now. Abi, destroy
which evidence? You see, you know, I always say one thing: get Nigeria divided into seven, let everybody go. That is my own.
Time will tell. Be that.
Divide Nigeria 7, 6. Divide Nigeria into 6. Sorry, Nigeria into 6.
Everybody fine in level.
Everybody fine in level. About outside Okobo, they will use them. They will dump them.
They will dump them.
There's no two ways about it. You see, all my life, I always say I have my kids in Lagos. I have a landlord. When things was going well, I could not pay for 6 months. The landlord, you know what the landlord said? He said, "Yoruba man, no." Alaji say, "But you didn't have for a long time. It's just because of 6 months I asked you to go." Remember, me and you went to Igbo land for my first daughter to marry. Not only my first daughter married. The one went for service, he married there. And you know, the only son I have, married an Igbo woman. They are in London. So that's what I'm saying.
I do with you.
May so rest in perfect peace. That is my landlord, Alaji. Lawa. So when I see people, you know, fighting, you see, the pure Yorubas, the pure Yorubas doesn't fight.
The real Yorubas, the Omoluabis.
They don't do that. They will tell you, no, they are brothers. They will tell you, last speaker said, they have something in common. They will tell you they have something in common. They should not. When you see a very good landlord in Lagos, in Yoruba land, the whole of Yoruba, let me use the whole of Yoruba.
That is what they are trying to remove from Yoruba land now. No more good landlord. No more good people being good to Igbos. We don't want that. They don't want that. They are promoting things that all those things will become things of the hood, and people will be saying, Yorubas used to be. Yorubas used to be. And you know something? They don't want this to. They know this is not going to happen overnight. they are willing to drive this for another 10 years, 20 years until it becomes something. It's the Yorubas that have to fight back. We have to fight back. Or else.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Why?
Because the people they are using, if you check the people they are using, they are foreigners here.
Especially they're not from there.
I'm close to 55 years. I spent almost 30 to 40 years in Yoruba land. So I know when they talk of this thing, I just wonder, is it Yoruba I know? I raise my kids. I'm surprised though.
That's why people like me will stop talking, because a lot of people will be so shocked and say, the Yorubas that we know. Like, you know, what actually will make people feel bad is when Yorubas keep quiet, watch these guys drive with this nonsense. So we will not let Yoruba keep quiet. We will let the world know that this is not also their politics, their dirty tribal politics, right? Is already calling Yorubas who have Igbos or who have other ancestry as well. They are calling that Yorubas weak Yorubas. So does that mean that if we have all the children that Yoruba parents and then Yoruba and Igbo parents, right? The children that came out of them, to cleanse Yoruba land, we have to kill them, Abi? Because their blood, they are telling us that our own children, the children of Yoruba, they say their blood is tainted. That is not an healthy political move. That's not an healthy political thing. It's dangerous to Igbos. It's dangerous to Yorubas. We need to tell everybody before they settle down and subscribe to it, because it's dangerous.
You see, you know who will going to fight them?
Who?
You see these Jay-Z people, all these boys, they will fight them. When the time reach, that this thing you are doing, I know, because you know why? As I'm talking to you, my friend here, the daughter by next month, the first daughter is married to Yoruba man.
You see?
The first daughter and the man is traveling by the end of the month.
Should we go ahead or should we not? Can we do this? But if they're educated enough to know that these are the bigotry of people, share you guys, if they know so well, right, they will go ahead. But see what they are doing. And they don't see that way. All this miscreant, they don't know the effect of what they are doing, but they believe that that's how they will secure the thiefnubu's political dynasty in Yoruba land.
Okay, let me tell you something. You know, this game they are playing in court, you know, Tinubu are the master.
Yes.
You know that one. You see this court case now, master, but he doesn't know the P2B is the master. That's what is shocking them. He doesn't know he's the master. That's why when I say they say objection, I say, oh, that one concern you now. Whether I object on my own to get Nigeria divided into everybody go
in separate ways. No.
My brother.
That one,
Guys, take time. I bless my brother.
For talking to you. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, stay safe.
Thank you.
I have another call on the line here. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
Hey, Prince JJ man. How you doing?
A great man of our time.
Thank you, Prince.
Yeah, my good general. Now this guy, I started talking about. I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, now go for it.
You see, we thank God. Now the Khan is vindicated. You see, when they shout unknown gunmen, insecurity, you know, I started Dokubo is helping IPOB, you know, to shout more and let everybody know, every Igbo, the Igbos that are in doubt of what is happening in the eastern part, Biafra land. Because at a point, some of them were confused that they don't know what the IPOB is doing again. You understand? Even with all the evidence we are giving to them. But now, Asari Dokubo has come to confirm to them that he is an unknown gunman, but DSS will not see him. Okay, Nigeria Army Python dance will not see him.
No, they won't.
You know? So he has helped us to confirm that, you know. What is all this thing you see that is vomiting against the Igbo? It's not with clear eye. You see, when pride enters somebody ahead, that is downfall, don't they near that. You understand? You see all the two way they vomit. And they look and say the belly.
Where you know be wish, they confess. They say you know be wish,
they confess.
What you swallow?
You see, Baba. So now, so as they do and so, you know, say the other day, come tell us, say, NSAS youth, he said, then the way they do, where they ask of restructuring. Because NSAS youth, the way they talk, now restructuring now. So, when say they craze, in those support waiting that they talk. That means the two way Shetima is under my put, restructuring. He's in support of that. He's working for the caliphate. Okay, that's what he's showing everybody his mission and his true color, you know. And it's very, very good that everything is coming out to limelight. But what thing they tell and be say, because in they listen to your program every time. All this thing where they do at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I started Okobo. Call go use you, sacrifice to Shango. You know, call the life people like you know, where go use, and they use them very well. Jemusoke, Jemusakbo, and boss that your belly. You know, that's what the end will be. They will sacrifice him to Shango. God bless you, my good general.
It seems that he's more interested in that money because he's making a lot of money. God knows how much. And yes.
Now money, now there I there now. You don't want to know person how many people where they go die. You understand? You know, care. Even in people where we say that the oil spillage everywhere, you know, fight for them. They are the refinery they work. In people there no get job. The seaport is not working. He's not talking about that is people are being enslaved. He's not talking about that. It's only after that in big stomach with waste sheet full. We don't enter ahead because they make and craze. My good Jare.
Thank you.
God bless you, Jare. Thank you for your good work, Jare.
Stay safe, Baba, and take them easy, okay? I have another caller on the line. Yeah. Hello there.
Hello, General.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you? This is Stino from New Jersey. How you doing, the General?
Baba, I just do. I mean, you know, as usual now. Just here.
It's good, it's good to have you back, man. We missed you for a few days.
I know,
it's
mental. It's crazy. It was like,
thank God you're back.
It was I went to jail, right? And I was like, oh my God, the second day. Oh my God, the third day. Oh my God, the fourth day. It was almost 4 days, right? Well,
exactly. You know, sometimes, you know, this internet thing is always like a madman, like somebody that came out on the road one day, you're waving goodbye to everybody and people will be looking at you like a madman. After a few days, people will be missing you. And when you are not there, people will be asking, what happened? Where is this guy?
Is that little part of us that makes almost our day, right? If it's missing, we will notice.
Exactly.
And say, oh, man,
you definitely notice.
I used to do every. I mean, I didn't do that last night. I didn't do it. No, then I know what I didn't do. I get what you mean. Bye-bye.
Exactly. So welcome back, and thank you for the message today. I paid my tithe in the Temple of Truth today. But one thing that I want to bring out, you know, a lot of people have said good things in regards to the Yorubas and the Igbos. When you look at the geographical location of the Igbos, we are located close to the rivers. And most of us, trades in those days used to go through the rivers. The trade channels were mostly through the rivers. And you will see that we have traded and done so many things together. So when OC calls you one Nemo, he's not just calling you one Nemo just because of anything. Because our language is much closer to each other than any other language. When you look at it all the way from the whole of down south of west of Africa, all the way to the Congos, all the way down to part of South Africa, they all share the same tongue and language speaking. So we are much closer than anybody. So this is what people don't understand. So this this animosity that people are that these guys are putting, there's literally putting an enmity between brothers. Yes. Brothers that have shared so much information, so much intermarriage, so much commonality in their food and everything. And they are going to suffer it. Somebody like Asari Dokubo that is talking, he's literally killing his own brothers.
Absolutely. Like,
when you talk about the arrows are enterprises. They are traders. They used to have, do you know how the Igbos do boy when they will go to the village and take a little boy and come and serve them? That's what the arrows used to do because they are very enterprising. They have slaves. I am from a village that is an arrow, and that village was actually settled by one of the arrow men somebody that served an arrow man, and he now owns the village. And they used to fight wars. They used to buy the arrows. Like if a village is having a problem, they will go to the arrows to come and fight for them. Let's say somebody is encroaching into a village land. So there are warriors. The Abuja people and the Arrow people are warriors. So what they used to do, they will buy them to help them wage the war against invaders. And when they wage the war, after they have won, they will sign treaty with the village to get some part of their land as a payment. So that's what the arrows used to do. A Binubabia was a thing they did in those days during the slave trade. Yes, they did it because it was what was trended. But to go and wage a war, and bring people to sell, the arrows didn't do that. They did not do that. What the slaves they have are people, they are servants, people who are serving them because of their enterprising and how they travel to so many places and they settled at different places in Igbo land. Okay? Now, in the second point of what I wanted to say about the Igbos and the Yoruba, this hatred about that they speak about the Igbos and the Yoruba, an average Igbo man feels that, before the war, before the declaration of Biafra, the Yorubas agreed that when Ojukwu declares Biafra, they will declare their own Ododowa. So when you look at yourself today and you see what you're suffering and you see, if only the Yorubas had done what they had said, we wouldn't be where we are. But then after the war, the Igbos did not think about that. They went back to where they were before. They went back and started mingling with everybody. They came back to Yoruba land and they established. So they forgot all of those. They believed in a one Nigeria. But right now, with what the Yorubas are doing, let me tell you, these marauders that are coming from the north, when they will bounce on the Yorubas after they have chased the Igbos out, they will do what they've done to the Hausa people in the north, to the Yoruba.
Well,
because
they can come and try, by the way. But yeah, go on.
They will try. They will try. But it might be too late for them because the only people that will protect them are the Igbos. If they don't align with the Igbos, with what they...
Hang on. I'm going to ask you to take that back, okay? The reason is because, there are people who always make that, they make those kind of expression, right? That the moment the Igbos leave Yoruba land, the Fulani Hausas, they will invade us because the Igbos are protecting us. I want you to take that back. That's completely.
It's not that the Igbos are protecting us.
They are not protecting us. Igbos are listen.
It's not that they are protecting the Yoruba.
Listen, you know what I want to take back, quickly, sir. Quickly. You see that narrative.
Okay.
And it's repeated again.
Let me take that back literally. Let me take it back literally. Okay.
I'll tell you why I said it. I'll tell you. Okay. It's because it put the Igbos, right, in a very bad spotlight, and it gives these bigots a talking point to say the Igbos said if they are no longer here, you know what I mean? Which is not true. You know it's not true. But continue, sir.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. Mm-hmm. Okay, but what I'm trying to point out mostly is if they divide, if they are able to wage this enmity between the Igbos.
I know.
It's going to be really very, very disastrous.
We have this bond. We have historical
that is what it is,
right? That you know,
it's like two brothers. It's like two brothers.
Stronger
exactly
than being apart. We are more vulnerable when we don't have ourselves.
It's like two brothers. It's like two brothers. If they wage a war between the two brothers, then there is vulnerability for them to do anything. Okay,
I get that. I get that.
At the same way, it will be very difficult for them. At the same way, they will be able to invade the Yorubas. It will be easier for them to also invade the Igbos.
No, I'll take that. We are more vulnerable in this instance, right?
Apart.
Than we are vulnerable apart. And it goes both ways. You know that. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
You know what I mean? So if
it will be easier for them to invade both the Igbo land and the Yoruba land.
It's
okay?
Yeah, continue.
So when you look at it, we are more related than we are related to the north in terms of our geographical locations and things that we have shared. And we have never waged a war with any of our neighbors.
Ever.
Rather, we go into our neighbors' environment and we make them better.
Yes.
Both the Igbos and the Yorubas. We have a lot of Yorubas that live in Igbo land also. We have intermarried our children and so on and so forth. So this thing that they are doing, it is really going to bite them. If we don't rise up against them and speak out against it.
It's not going to end well, and we are going to be the most losers. And by that time that happens, I mean, when that happens, right? This bunch of miscreants, political jobbers, they will be long gone because they have no stake anything in Yoruba land, just rent seekers anyway. So, see, Baba, thank you. I'll take another one again, right?
In the one that 14%, okay, all right. In the one that 14% increase, they can go on, is going to enable us to continue the journey to Biafra land and Oduduwa land. That's just what it is.
Thank you so much for that. Let me take this. We continue to manage the time, and I have a caller. Meanwhile, sorry, let me put you on a quick hold, okay? You see, there are some certain things that I want us to always kind of have in mind, right? When you are trying to show those who have ulterior motive, right? Using ethnic and tribal, sort of a bait, right? It's a very complex, conversation or sort of topic, right? But when you want to address such, you also have to be very careful of the landmines, okay? There are bigots. Even in this comment, you will be reading some of them saying, the Igbos too are not welcoming people. The Igbos too are this and that. The Igbos like to dominate. The Igbos believe that this and that. These bigots, these closet bigots, they are not saying all these things often. They read them. They hear people say them too from other ignorant people. Now, if you want to teach all of them all together, it is always ideal to what? To be very careful the usage of the word, because that's what they wanted. In Nigeria today, when we used to have banters, no stress, no nothing. These days, if you say anything, they will first look at your name. Is he a Yoruba man or Hausa man or Igbo man? Before they will react to it. We are in a very toxic world that even an innocent explanation can quickly metamorphose into very, very toxic something. And that's what we are trying to clean. Okay? So, yeah. Let's take this call. Hello there.
One name.
One name.
I'm bad, them. You are, in fact, in short, you are an Igbo man now. That's the reason I will call you.
Well, some are saying that.
Call you
do DNA for
I will call you. I will call you Agujegbe. You know what's the meaning? Yeah, the lion that has the gun.
I do.
You understand?
I do have guts. Now that.
Yeah.
That's true.
The lion that has the gun. Agujegbe.
Okay, with the gun.
You are the lion. Yes, when you are the lion,
and you have the gun again. You can imagine the two combination. Then you can shoot aside, shoot everybody.
Like that, double 007, like that. Osita.
Exactly.
How you doing, Baba?
You know, Baba, they very fine, Daddy, and we will keep talking.
No, we will.
And the more we talk, the more the uncovered ground that we can cover.
I believe.
And I assure you, it is boiling. They are feeling it. No matter how they feel that they are so strong. Let me tell you, do you know why they've resorted to this dismissive rhetoric? The reason they've resorted to this, they've played all their cards. This is the last card they are playing now, if you don't know.
It is the last card.
I am telling you. If they are not losing, if they are not losing ground, tell me the truth. Why will they bring out this kind of card after winning the election?
Baba, I didn't
believe me. I know
children are watching us. Yeah, Baba, isn't this so ridiculous, right? Somebody sat together, designed a divisive image to be shared to encourage Yorubas not to marry Igbos. Ogunshola, Itife, Aremo, Nkechi, Akinshibuzo, and the rest of the all because GRV saying won't be governor for Lagos.
Yeah, the reason they are doing it is because they saw that people have lost hope in their leadership. The only way to bring about all these things is just to say, that let them deal with the egos. But let's declare for once. Let's declare. Like, let me help the previous caller. What he was actually trying to tell you, what he was trying to say, which he didn't come out right, is that we will always fight on the side of the Yorubas when it comes to what is happening in Nigeria today.
Yes.
And it's advice versa. You are the one that is a Yoruba man. I have other Igbo people who does their programs as regards to what is happening. But here am I. It is your program that comes to my mind first.
That's right.
I told you that even you've opened the eyes of some Igbo people to accept the reality, what is on ground, what Nnamdi Kanu has always talked about. Most of us, or most of the people, they go through the mainstream media to know who Nnamdi Kanu is. But they don't go through the smaller media channels to know what this guy stands for.
No.
Mainstream media is not going to give you a definition of who you are, my ego, trust me.
No.
Go there, make your research and find out. But it is the small stream media that will tell people about what you actually stand for. So what he was trying to say is that we will always fight in the same line.
That's right.
In the same front, on the same side. That is what he was trying to say. It's not as if we have to protect
him. I know. I just want to make sure that the message is well.
No, I'm just expatiating. I'm expatiating here as an Igbo man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm expatiating as an Igbo man. That is the way we say it. Because you cannot come from outside and hurt the landowner where we will reside and we will keep quiet.
No.
It is not possible. It happened during the time. It happened during the time of the junta Buhari when they were having problems with the Yorubas and the Hausa and the Northerners were having problems. The Igbos, I was in the Dimot at that same day, of blessed memory. My in-law, yes, my in-law has an office then at Nnamdi Azikiwe, off Nnamdi Azikiwe, somewhere in Agarawu. I was there. I knew how we went home that day. I knew how the Igbo boys, they fought alongside the Yoruba. Because these people don't know the difference between the Yoruba and the Igbo people when they are coming. When they are coming, the only thing I can tell you for good is that you yourself, you've said about it. If there's any tribe in Nigeria that wants to leave Nigeria right now,
yes,
I'm not lying. We are number one.
Number one, no doubt. No one else. In fact,
so that's the reason.
Motivated others to say they want to do it too. And that's why they say if the Igbos leave, whoever are those that are left in Nigeria, we won't last another 5 years before everybody goes say, Omo, we serve the
I'm telling you,
no doubt.
So that is the reason they come after us first, to think that they can quench the light that we have. But it is late, because that light, that truth has already captivated, has already brooded and grounded every part of Nigeria to know that this thing is not working.
The ship has
so
already
that is the way
sailed.
The ship has already sailed. So I used to ask my brother, there are still some Igbo people who still believe in one Nigeria.
Of course. But
I asked them that, okay, how it be you now? How far now? They have increased their own salary with 114%. People who are not buying food, people who are not paying rent.
Fuel. They are not buying lives.
They are not buying fuel.
They are not buying anything.
They even up to have they have up to a disgraceful. They have a disgraceful what they call wardrobe allowance.
Yes.
But people there, they know and people there are shouting a miloko. But you are there, you are suffering. They are not getting better.
Unfortunately.
So at the end of the day, they are still shouting. So why is it that people are not getting this ordinary message? It is not a spiritual message. It's an ordinary message.
It is.
But the truth is that we are trying the best that we can try. We are shouting, we are crying. But in a little while, as one previous caller said, in a little while, believe me, an action will spring up from nowhere, which none of them will believe.
I think they are pushing towards that already. It's getting close.
Yes, Buhari is outside there. Buhari is outside there, outside Nigeria right now. The so-called president is outside there, outside Nigeria right now. They are going to tell themselves that it seems this thing is not working. Leave the judiciary. Let them do their own. Let us see what they say. Leave them. Let them do their own. The whole thing is glaring. Most of the time, I will know how you will use your hands to carry food. Instead of putting that food in your mouth, you put it in your eyes. Then when you put it, it will help you to remove the food that you put in your mouth.
Will
help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you so much for calling, and you too. Thank you very much there. If you are still watching me, even though the views on YouTube seems to be dropping, but don't leave without liking. I mean, if you have to go, you should, all right? But like that broadcast before you leave. Hello there.
Hello, my brother Mayegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, bro. This is the African Wahala.
Hey, the Prince Adewale, the African Wahala. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm very well, bro. I'm doing excellent.
Amazing.
I just wanted to, I wanted to call in to, show some love, some support, to continue encouraging you.
Thank you.
Good health.
Thanks, man.
Continue educating the people. This is a therapeutic moment for a lot of us, because trust me, Nigeria gives us that depression,
I know.
So we appreciate you.
Thanks,
and most importantly, Osita said something the other day that it's a class war.
It's always been.
So it's not a tribal war, but the elites have figured out how to divide and conquer us along ethnic lines, and it's working. But we, the educated ones, we should continue educating as many as possible, letting them understand that it's a fake, made-up beef between Yorubas and Igbos or any other ethnic group in Nigeria. It's all fake. It's just the elites trying to maintain their elite status. But unfortunately for them, it's going to crash on their heads.
I mean,
now, let me use my last 1 minute to say something, bro. Please, just click on the like button for Mayegun General, please. It's very important you listeners click on the like button, because it helps spread the word. YouTube would show more people these videos
if it has a lot of like buttons. I mean, we only have 1,100 and something likes at this point, and we are consistently having over 2,500 people. Let's raise it up. Please click on that like button right now. Smash the like button right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The African Wahala, the Prince. You have a good one, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's a very lovely gesture from the African Wahala. I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Michael.
Hey, hello, ma'am.
It's been a while. This is Jim, okay?
Hey, Sister Jumi, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a while, I know that.
It has been. I bet you've probably been trying, but never been lucky, yeah?
Oh, yes, I've been trying. Michael,
huh?
I might probably offend you this evening, okay?
I won't be offended, but thanks for warning me ahead.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, because I actually want to answer the other guy that called and they're insinuating that Yoruba betrayed Igbo after they have had an agreement that after they declare their own whatever will declare that Yoruba will declare
I once said they declare Biafra, Yorubas will declare
exactly.
You want to tackle that?
Exactly.
On,
and then saying that insinuating will betray them. I know you have answered to an extent, but I want you to know that this narrative, why I said I might offend you is this.
Yes, ma'am.
If there's any Yoruba sons that have been standing strong on behalf of Igbos, it is you, Mayego, and we appreciate that because we love them. We love Igbos. But it's enough now of them peddling the narrative Yoruba betrayed them. Yoruba never, ever betray Igbos. Let them have it right to their score today. I'm sorry, my best friend is an Igbo person. Yes, and she still remains, and I still have more and a lot of them. But the narrative of the fact that Yoruba betrayed them, it hurts. Okay, if there was an agreement that Yoruba would declare their own republic after they declared their own Biafra, why did Ojukwu and the rest turn around and face Ore with intention to take Ore and take Ondo area and then come to Lagos to come and take Lagos State? That was when Yoruba turned against them. That was what actually destroyed the whole plan and everything. It was Igbos that betrayed. And again, when you are saying the Yoruba betrayed Igbos, was it not Nnamdi Azikiwe that betrayed Awolowo with Alphas? You know, Igbos have always been on the side of Fulani to deal with Yorubas. But because we are very accommodating, we are very enduring, and we are very, we just love, even against our own comfort. We have accommodated Igbo. We have loved them. They have castigated us as being weak, as being betrayers.
Sister Jumi,
as being everything.
Would you mind I say something, right? Just like the same way everything you have said too, right? Would you mind if just like I told my other caller to say, those who are indeed, should I say, those who brought this about, yeah, or those who are spreading this narrative, those who don't want to kind of, you know what I mean, like, say it the way you just said it, that gave the impression that Yorubas betrayed the Igbos. Could you take a look at it as maybe we are reacting to a few number of people who are kind of, you know what I mean, like Igbos, who are pushing this wrong narrative, believing them, just like we have some of our own people too, who are pushing some other wrong narratives that the Igbos see as Yorubas are doing this, Yorubas are doing that, like that blanket state. I'm just kind of, because that's what I told him, like, we have Yorubas, okay, that some Igbos are using to justify whatever false narrative they want to push about Yorubas. We also have some, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. I've actually confused you more, okay? Let me just let you finish in a way, please.
Okay, yeah, actually, I'm almost...
Because that betrayal word, right? That betrayal word, there are some Igbos that never uses that. There are some Igbos who uses them when it's convenient for them.
Well, right now, it's is just becoming too paramount. And again, it's as if that is what they are passing down to their from generation to generation. No, in Yoruba never. As a matter of fact, there's anybody that have lost evils and they accommodate and we continue and even continue to forget about what is happening right now. Whatever that is happening in Lagos or what has happened in the past, see, we Yoruba, we don't support evil. But one thing about Yoruba is this. Hey, my go over now. So that's what you agree. We will turn back and bite hard.
That's true.
We are not cowards.
No, we are not.
We are not cowards. We are not afraid of anyone. The one they are saying that one, and again they are saying they are the one protecting us. You have never protected us.
I think that's another. See, ma, you know one thing. I think agbekale, like Yoruba will say, agbekale, only issue. So you get what this scholar was saying actually. On the other hand, is that like we over time, or like we need ourselves in what Nigeria has become today. Okay, where we can see that if the Igbos and the Yorubas who share so much in common, if they should end up fighting themselves, if we start fighting ourselves, right? So both of us becomes vulnerable. So any of us that they want to attack at the time, we have to do our defense all by ourselves. So if they encourage us to fight and hate ourselves, right? It's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my go for the years I've been following you. I've been following you for years. Only you don't know. I've been following you for years, my ego. I know one thing, that you are one Yoruba person that have really, really, changed history between Yoruba and Igbo. You have really enlightened Igbo and enlightened Yoruba.
Yeah, just let us understand ourselves, because I see our rivalry as healthy rivalry, not the one that has to do with destroying ourselves. We've never been like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think because how much you have enlightened Igbos and Yorubas, I think Igbos are beginning to see that some of the things that they believe about Yoruba negatively, they begin to change their minds.
Yes, some of them are saying that.
But
same goes to Yorubas too. You know that Yoruba, there are Yorubas who are beginning to say things we know about. We were told about Igbos. They are actually not true.
Same goes to us. Mayigu, let me tell you something. Do you know that we Yoruba, we don't even really talk anyhow.
We don't.
We don't just destroy people to their face anyhow. The way these people are pushing it back on us. Let me tell you something, Mayigu.
Tell me.
Yes, you Fulani, they are on the land now. What they best of Tinubu or their president, they are in Yoruba and clean us. But what and to give it a little time, Fulani will be eradicated out of people should go and take their own, they should go and take care of themselves. Yoruba is more than enough.
I can agree with you on that, ma. Without any
we
argument.
Are more than enough by the grace of God. By the grace of God, Yoruba are more than enough to fight their own battle. Do you understand?
One of the problems we had, in Yoruba land today is that we wanted to fight them. The politicians are holding us and they are arresting our people who wanted to fight. Not that we can't. We won't run away from them.
It's a matter of time. Yoruba.
I do. I know.
But this is my last word to Igbo brothers and sisters.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, if you Igbo brothers and sisters, you should know one thing. We love you. We will continue to love you.
Yes.
But please, don't take us for a fool. We are not cowards. We never betray you.
No.
We will never betray you. As a matter of fact, if the issue of betrayal comes over and over again, you will always be guilty of it. But we are not even holding it against you.
You are still passing the blame, aren't you? Sister Jumi.
Thank
you.
So bye, my brother.
You should Sister Jumi, I have another caller on the line. I hope it's not going to be one of those heated nights where everybody's going to be wanted. I need to call back and say something to that caller. Hello there.
I'm calling back. But I have no slight. This is the African Wahala once again.
The prince.
I have no slight. I have no disrespect for that beautiful sister.
Right.
At the end of the day, we are all, we all have our opinions. And I just feel like it's an opportunity to educate the people to understand that it doesn't really make sense to generalize an entire group based on the decision of an individual. Yeah, because for example, we are constantly throwing jabs at one another. Oh, the Igbos cost one Nigeria. Oh, the Yorubas cost one Nigeria. Well, at the end of the day, those were private individuals.
Politicians who make
Obafemi Awolowo was a man.
That we are now
that was a man.
Unfortunately.
What's the other guy's name? The other guy from the East. Nnamdi Azikiwe was a man. That was one man. Ojukwu was one man. I'm not going to blame millions of people for the decision of Nnamdi Azikiwe or Ojukwu. They don't speak for every single Igbo person. Neither did Awolowo speak for every single Yoruba person. So we need to be more logical. We need to be less emotionally driven when, and trust me, I get it. I get those insults too. You find people, they come and attack me. Oh, you be open man, come out there, you have agbado in your pocket. But I try not to get upset at them. I mean, sometimes I give it back to them. But for the most part, I understand where they're coming from. They're just projecting their bigotry on me. And that's all that is. So we need to stop generalizing people. That's all this is about. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, African Wahala. Here we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, why? It's like everybody is trying to call back. Why is everybody calling back? Same people who have spoken. Why are you calling back? Africa Walla, I would let you go, okay? You don't worry. I am not going to let all of you who have called in before to call back. I know something has triggered you. My time is rounding up and everybody wants to say, no, I want to add something. No, not tonight. Hello there.
It's Mayegun.
Yes, sir.
It's the Air Force One. Actually,
yes, sir.
Let me say it's very nice to see you again. I was kind of worried,
Were you?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, sir. This is me responding. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
We are communicating now, sir. Please.
So, thank God you are back, but let me go straight to the point.
Yes, sir.
You see this Igbo Yoruba mess or drama thing that is going on. First of all, I have my own share.
Would you like to share with us?
Oh yeah, I will.
Oh yeah, now.
See, I used to work in a place here in Houston, Texas. It's a correctional facility where, like a jail.
Right.
So, and predominantly Nigerians that work in that
facility
is about, if you look at it, like almost Igbo people who are about 95%.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I started working, they sent me there as agency sent me there, and I started working there.
Right.
The first day I went in there, they warned me about a woman, it's an Igbo woman, that she tried to always like to dominate and everything like that. And I said, okay, that's fine.
Oh.
I'm not here to fight anyone. I'm here to work. Right. So if she stay in her lane and doesn't cross my path, we work professionally and everybody will pass their way, everything like that.
Exactly.
So along the line, one thing led to the other, we got into it. And lo and behold, before I knew it, every group of people, my other colleagues that used to say hi to me and hold the line, they started boycotting me. They wouldn't even greet me anymore. I was by myself, except one of them that stood up and said, this guy, that is me. I have not done anything wrong. Now, the point where I'm sharing this with you, to everybody listening, is because, see, it is high time for us to let go of the past and move on. Now, maybe it is Azikiwe betray Awolowo, Yoruba betray Awolowo. And let me say one thing I almost forgot.
Yes, sir.
So when I was trying to fight this issue with this lady at work, the thing they were saying was like that we Igbo people, Yoruba people betray Igbo people. I told them, I said, when they fought the war, my own papa self, they don't know my papa, but me,
Your papa said Peking when they fought the war.
I said you people that you are telling me here. Yeah, I said you people that you are sitting there telling me today that my race or my tribe betrayed your tribe. You guys were not even in existence that time.
According to your age. My ancestors betrayed your ancestors. Okay. Like, yeah. What would you want me to do other than just? And I am here. I'm not fighting you. I'm supposed to be your friend and all of that. I mean, why are you holding that on me? I know.
This is where it now becomes tricky. Okay. So when I left that place,
that's not good. I'm hearing that for the first time. You know what I actually thought you were going to say, because people have shared their experience with me when they will say, they told them that because they are Yoruba, they should be careful, and they end up having to be the best friend with the Igbos in their different workplaces. But this one is shocking.
No,
and I can tell you this.
These people, they fought me very hard. Wow. I tell you, yeah. But when I left that place, and that's what I said, where it becomes tricky is this. The other place where I work now full time, when I started there, I saw these Igbo people there too. I mean, like 2-3 ladies were Igbo people there. Right. So I kind of being careful, I kept my distance. So if I tell you today that I'm talking to you right now, if one of them called me now in the middle of the night, I won't think twice before picking up my car key.
See, 2 different experiences.
I see these people. This one I met that I'm working with right now. Yeah. These 2 ladies. Yeah. They are Igbo ladies, married. I have never visited anyone that invited me to any occasion before. Wow. I have been to one of them to our house 3 times.
Wow. So that means you build a very...
When she was traveling to Nigeria.
So you know what people are saying, Baba? They said this thing is individual thing. And if you can reason right now, it's life not going to be easy.
So that's what I'm saying, that we just have to let go.
Just have to let go.
Let go. Let us forget history. People will keep saying it, but the more we keep ignoring it, then we can heal together. We have to let...
You know what people say, sir? You know what people say? They say it is always good to be student of history, not prisoners of history. I would rather be...
Thank you, sir. That's the word right there.
Learn from history.
That's the word right there. Yeah.
By the past.
Because it is not every history that is right.
No.
Because we are not there when the thing happens.
No.
So we just have to let go.
Much, eh?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to take the last... I think I can still take one more. Anyway. Hello there.
Hello, Michael.
Princess.
Hello, Michael. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, good evening, ma. How are you? I'm fine anyway. So how are you?
I'm fine. I'm here.
Right.
Oh.
So everybody can hear you.
The Igbo Yoruba, yeah. The Igbo Yoruba thing is a distraction, yeah. It's a big one. I don't know whoever that is behind it is probably trying to buy time for whatever it is they are doing, you know. So I won't even deliberate much on it because we all know what it is, and we know when we were younger, yeah, while we were trying to grow up, our parents can leave us with Mama and Didi downstairs, you know, go to parties, and she'll give us food. You know, she'll feed us before feeding our own children, yeah? And when she's attending parties too, she bring her kids to our place, yeah? And my mother would treat them the same way. You know, Emeka will have birthday somewhere. They will put food on a tray for everybody. And we will all eat. We eat in the same, you know, it's the same tray. Same compound.
You should do, I mean, Babatunde should not marry Nneka because they are going to give birth to...
Oh, they are just high on idiocy and stupidly foolish. My good day, iodine.
Shay, help us, oh, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to.
Princess, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, Mayego.
People are already writing in the comment that Princess don't crash program. Princess has crashed program. I was like, crash program. Okay. I didn't know that I was already like, I'm like kind of froze already. So Princess, help me.
Yeah, Olo even sent me a message that you don't freeze, oh. I just read the message from Olo now.
Yeah. Anyway, Princess, you just have about 2 minutes, okay? Help us round it up and then I can.
Okay, Baba. So the whole thing, somebody called in. I was saying that Gaddafi's people killed him. So many of us are not informed. The West killed Gaddafi. The French killed Gaddafi. In fact, Hillary Clinton is always so happy about this that she came on national television and said, we came, we saw, and he died. She said that about a man that her husband will never be half as good as. Do you know how much Gaddafi saved us from the Europeans? Over 500 million yearly from phone calls. If anybody will have to call you, they will have to call you. The call will have to pass through Europe to come to Africa. Gaddafi paid $300 million of that money single-handedly. The other African countries contributed $100 million. To get our calls directly. If you see any African leader that has been killed, I tell you today, that African leader, from Igiami to
ṣàfẹ́mi ló kàn, èmi ló kàn, èmi ló kàn. Sàmáwé ló wẹ̀, ìdè ṣàfẹ́mi ló kàn. Láìdè ṣe, láìdè ṣe. Sàmáwé ló wẹ̀, ìdè ṣàfẹ́mi ló kàn. Èmi ló kàn, èmi ló wẹ̀, ìdè ṣàfẹ́mi ló kàn. Láìdè ṣe, láìdè ṣe. Sàmáwé ló wẹ̀, ìdè ṣàfẹ́mi ló kàn.
Sorry, princess. I started shouting that princess, because we're frozen again. So you know something, eh?
Okay.
You would have to we'll have to let go now. Princess, you can help me say good night.
Yes. I'm going to say good night to our people. I am happy we are brave. Yeah. It is funny how we have evolved, and I can remember while we were growing up that our brothers and sisters would have to write, YX 7-8 times to pass English because they want to move forward in life. I don't know how Westerners were passing Yoruba or Swahili or Igbo before they are able to move ahead in life. We've evolved. They're taking history away. We are still living. It's being passed down to our children. We are doing well. We are doing right. But we are not doing enough.
Thank you.
From slavery to colonialism to neo-colonialism to,
I just don't like
to voluntary slavery.
Princess, let me say something quickly, right?
Yeah?
Right? I don't like the comfortability of people believing that the West is actually destroying Nigeria and doing all of that to us, right? Forgetting the fact that we have monsters, criminals, right, that are encouraging that.
No, we have puppets. They are the Western puppets, yeah.
I don't buy that. Because
my ego, you don't buy the idea of Shell coming to lift crude, yeah.
Because they let them, that's the point.
Destroying the environment because they have people that enable them, yeah.
Princess, I said the leaders.
They have enablers, yeah.
You don't blame people who come and do you evil when your leaders are those who allowed them. And turn around and say they are so powerful. They have this. I don't kind of buy that. But again, I can't.
My ego. Economic hitmen to us is from the West.
Princess, listen.
INEC devaluation is from the West. Princess. I don't see how 1 unit of their money will not be 1,040 naira now.
Princess.
You're all coming back to liberate this because the people here can't do fuck. They can't do nothing.
No.
Odaro.
So I'll let Princess Princess, there's something that I was trying to make Princess realize there, right? It's so convenient. I can say it too and tell you how this country, UK, is milking Nigeria. It's always been like that. We can use all fancy words, neocolonialism, IMF, and the rest of that. They are just fancy things we love to say to present these people as like spirits, when they did the colonialism. That's what they said. They said, if you see the kind of gun that this white man were holding, it's like the white man was a spirit. Sure, you get. Oyinbos that are coming to Africa, and they are getting away with whatever they are getting away with. They are in collaboration with the criminals in Nigeria. The day you go after your criminals, or these same Oyinbos, they will begin to look for favor from whoever is in charge of Nigeria. And in whatever condition they are ready to give, they will follow it. Okay? But here is the problem. Oyinbos, like jackass, like, what do you call them? The colonial masters, slave masters, or whatever you want to call them. All right? They are those who are looking for, who are looking for other people's resources to either steal or any means to get that, right? But they are not coming in to come and just do that. They will need the locals, our people, okay, that are willing to let them do that. When your politicians in Nigeria, when they say, or in Africa, they say the Western people came to come and kill your leaders in Africa. You know why I said that theory, that narrative? We should begin to drop it. It doesn't make any sense. Here is why. You see, you may have those who disagree with them and say, no, I don't want the Shell to come. Shell, leave. That same person who is telling you that he doesn't want Shell, and you are laughing because you don't like British, is making another deal with Italians, with the Chinese. That same thing that he's talking about share, right? And all he cares about is what is going to come to him. Now, in this regard, these are a bunch of jackals who are coming to take over everything they can get from Nigeria, okay? Now, if he denying them his own brother, they will go to his own brother. Because in that same Nigeria, as it is today, that thiefnubu should be gone, okay? Whoever is coming there next, if he can help them, if thiefnubu is not giving them what they want, if they have somebody else who is his brother or sister in that same Nigeria, ready to kill anybody and take over power and give them what they want, then they will go with him. So until the day that Africans, Nigerians are responsible enough for the first time, not just to take responsibility of giving power to the criminals ruling you, at least take that power from them, and you realize that these same people, they will respect you, they will treat you right, and we will stop dropping that, that kind of victim, what have you. They have power, they have IMF. Your leaders are interested in taking free money that they are going to steal from you. IMF is interested in putting what do you call a killer interest whatever on you, loans and debts. Your politicians will still take them anyway, and they will subject the entire country into economic strangulation. IMF will take his money. Your criminal politicians will take theirs. So how do you go and fight the IMF? And then you ignore the criminals who actually allow IMF to come and rip you off. How do you kind of feel comfortable hating America or hating Britain? That some of you are saying in the past, right? But you are not comfortable. You are not angry, so raging with the ones you can see in Nigeria who actually welcome the Americans, welcome the Chinese, welcome all these people that are ripping you off. And Princess is fond of telling us that all of us in the diaspora, we are those who are going to actually come back and fight. She's right. But we are not coming back to fight because, you know what I mean? Like, this country is not going to have a place for us anymore. No. People are going to come back to Nigeria to fight soon because there are so many millions of Nigerians that will not be able to come back to Nigeria because of the situation in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the situation where they are staying as well is becoming uncomfortable. So they will begin to feel like, you know what? If these people keep destroying Nigeria and we keep staying back, one day, the entire system here and their own, their own age will prompt them to mobilize. Even if they can't fight, they will mobilize their own children. We will mobilize everyone that should be mobilized. And that Ilela Bosimioko, it will eventually end up at home. I don't want us to mix things all together. Let's just make things enough, less complicated. Okay? If we want to encourage ourselves that we can do something, at the same time, don't create monster out of these guys who are just jackals. Sure, you get? If they want something in Nigeria, and the politicians allow them to come and take it, the local says no, they will bring all the weapons to come and crush that local. And guess who will use the weapons? The Nigerian people that are supposed to save you. They will collect the heavy weapon from these Oyinbos. They will use the weapon to wipe off the tribe, their people. They will wipe them off just for the Oyinbos to come in and take what they want. So you don't turn around and blame the Oyinbos. Oyinbos will take anything, anytime, if you allow them. Anyway, I hope we'll have more on this conversation, soon as well. So thank you for spending your evening with me, okay? There are so many things that a lot of us can do, all right? But if we don't have the true or real information, sometimes, or the real people, around the right people, you are likely not going to make it. You're not going to move. It's called motion without movement, or movement without motion, whatever it's called. So exactly what Nigeria has become. I will see you some other time. Thank you so much to every one of you who contributed to this. All the callers, all the views, all the disagreements and agreements is what makes my Goons Diary Political more interesting too, okay? But all in all, thank you. I will see you some other time. So you have a good evening.
làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ tún ra kì máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ tún ra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ tún ra kì máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ tún ra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.